Everybody, how you doing? It's me, it's Blaze McBain, and tonight we have some good and fun things for you. It's Albion Giants League Sharixx Division Finals. Duncan's Donuts versus Mack, who we've casted before. We're gonna have a good time tonight. We're gonna cast some AGL Finals games, and then who knows, we'll go after that. We might play some DKO, we might play some Smite, I don't know. We're gonna have a good time tonight. We have Killjoy on the cast with us tonight. So we have Tier 1, Tier 2. It's gonna be pretty poppin'. I hope everybody is having a good day. I hope everybody's having a good evening, depending on wherever you're at. And I hope we have some good games for these finals. We always like it when games go the distance and when finals matches are super competitive. So I'm really looking forward to this set. And let's hop over back into the Discord with Killjoy and see how he's doing. All right, Killjoy, we are live, man. How's it going?
Good. It's been a couple weeks now since I've gotten to do quite literally anything.
Yeah. We were both talking before I booted this up that you're like, man, I think the last time I casted was So You Think You Can Cast Finals. And I was like, man, that's crazy. The last time I casted with somebody was So You Think You Can Cast semifinals. So, been a minute, but I believe in us.
True. It's like riding a bicycle, you just get back in it and you just kind of sit there and you're like, yeah, I know, I talked to somebody for fun. That's all it is.
Yeah. I've talked to a lot of people the past, 2 days because I've just been podcasting out of my mind. Like it's a problem. I think I have an addiction to podcasting. I've done 3 hours of podcasting, and if it wasn't for Majin reaching out to me about this set, I was going to do an SPL podcast tonight.
I love podcasting. It's so fun.
It is a time.
I gotta get mine going again. It's been too long. I got so much stuff that I want to get doing.
I feel that. I have a list of things, and it never gets smaller. The list just continues to grow, and that's just the way it is. But we have Duncan's Donuts here, who you've had the privilege of playing against. And,
unfortunately, yes.
And we have Mack, who I've had the pleasure of casting. And I think I've played against them before in the past.
I think we also casted a set for them together.
I feel like we did. I feel like that is a very accurate statement. And we're in, the finals for Albion Giants League. Lots of gems up for grabs here. And not just gems, but pride as well. And we're hopping into game number 1, but before we hop into this game, do you have any expectations heading into this set of how either team is going to perform? Or is there one that you're edging out over the other pre-drafts?
The way I see it, I get knocked out by the Duncan's Donuts, so I therefore have to cheer for the Duncan's Donuts. That's just how it goes. If you're going to lose, you better lose to the best team in the division. So I'm just going to pull for Duncan's Donuts ahead of time, because why not?
If you're gonna lose,
my boys are on that team.
You gotta lose the winner.
True.
That's how So You Think I Can Cast went to me, dude. That feels so good. No, I was super happy.
I don't want to be here anymore.
No, I'm just kidding. I remember I DM Majin, I think before quarterfinals, and I was like, "Yo, dude, I think Killjoy's going all the way." And I said, I think this man's gonna take the dub in chair 2. I said, I want it to be me. But if it's not me, I think it's Killjoy. And you did it, man. You killed those casts. They were sick.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's fun.
Dude, it was a fun time. There was
that was the most fun I've had casting in a while too. That was really enjoyable because there was the competition aspect of it. Oh, that was nice.
It was you had the competition, and then you had the idea of getting to cast with whole new people you never casted with. For me, it was awesome because I've only casted solo up until that point. I had a few experiences casting with other people. True. But, Anyways, let's hop into game number 1, picks and bans here. Are there any specific bans besides Khepri and Yamoja you're expecting to see here?
Maybe Ishtar, Cernanos, one of the two. I feel like those are two of the top played hunters right now. Guan Yu and Hades also still near the top, so I wouldn't be surprised to see any of those banned out. I've seen a lot of the amateur teams playing is more so target ban people and leave open a lot. Maybe take out the Guan and the Hades because you just don't feel like playing it. But after that, it's kind of free reign of what you want to ban. Daji is another one that a lot of people seem to be favoring, but she did just get nerfed, so it's kind of like dropped off the chain just a little bit. She's not be that high priority pick versus ban rate. I mean, she's banned out here, but it just really depends on what these teams value. They may think Khepri super impactful right now, ban him out. Fine. You think Umoja's still the best god in the game? I concur. Ban her out too.
Yeah. And I mean, we saw the Daji, they nerfed her early game, then last patch they nerfed her late game. I think people are just still scared of this god. She does so much, and she's a beads burner, and then if you add any other beads burner in there with her, like, she's going to get value out of her ultimate. But we do see the Humbats get banned away here. We have seen that on the rise, but still kind of a target ban-ish ban. All the rest of these are pretty substantial meta bans where we see Hades, one of the top win rate gods in the game right now, even after substantial nerfs. Substantial, I guess, is maybe that's not the correct word, because I don't think they're that bad, but people have thought otherwise. But we see the first pick Ishtar here. Ishtar really got a slight buff, patch ago, and has just been insane since. And I believe this
best, yeah.
Is this the second week Maui's been allowed now? That sounds about right. I think this is the second week.
I'm gonna abstain from that answer. I've been gone for like 3 weeks. I've been moving, so I'm not positive. I thought this week was the first weekend allowed. Might be 2 weeks now. Either way, I'm excited to get the first Maui cast in though, because I've played a little bit of Maui. I'm not good with Maui, so seeing players that are good with Maui is gonna be really exciting.
Dude, I think Maui just brings so much to your team. Just an insane amount of just. You have to watch out for everything he does. He has crazy CC. He has a way to just section off part of the map. He's everything you want in a support and more.
He really is. And I saw a little bit about that with the Olympus Bolts. I watched Jake play, I think, one of their games against the Titans. He had it. And just the way he was using it around the corridors, I was like, man, that's really good. I wish I would have thought to use it like that. I might have done better with him. But these drafts are crazy, Blaze. They got Maui, Yu Huang, and Guan Yu. Guan Yu went 6 overall in this draft. 6 overall. That feels like it's an atrocious place for that thing to be. He should be like top 1 or 2, right? We talked about it a little bit earlier. But you look at the other side, what are they going to replace it with? The Morrigan Cthulhu. Yeah, no, that's fine. Yep, block that in. Guan Yu can go 6 because it's just such a good combination. Like, you think about when that was so meta. You're locking in Morrigan, you're locking in Cthulhu, and it's just terrorizing the other team. There are not a lot of good hunters left to really deal with this Cthulhu. I mean, I could see Arama potentially playing an impact into this, but Ishtar's just the best hunter in the game. They banned out the Cernos, who I'd say is the second hunter in the entire game, depending which one you prefer to play. And after that, it kind of just drops off into BC tier at that point.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the nerf to Cupid, right? And the nerf to Cupid, who's now banned, is kind of like it really did take him away. Like, you got rid of the slow, they lowered the mez on the Fields of Love, and it really does everything you want to kind of get him out of that like top 5 position. But it's been Ishtar, Kurnanos, Ishtar, Kurnanos. I mean, we've seen the pro play, I've seen in the amateur level, and to take away the Kurnanos and get this Ishtar is gonna be huge here. And now you have to think about, with this double Cthulhu, it doesn't matter that Morgan's been nerfed. If you have someone that's very good at the Morgan, it's going to follow suit that they're probably going to pop off in a Cthulhu Morgan game. But man, you need the shred. And right now, I'm just not seeing it. We're going to see what this last pick for the ADC is going to be. But like you said, I agree. Maybe something like Rama comes through. You need something that Kins is going to feel really good on. So I don't know.
Maybe Charybdis. Charybdis is the other one that I can see off the top of this right now that would also be really good, especially with the backline that they already have. Having that Yu Huang and a Charybdis in their backline makes it really, really safe. Makes it very hard for this Morrigan and Cthulhu to be able to dive. If it is the Osiris, him to dive. If it's the Fenrir that they hovered as well, he has a hard time diving both of those characters. They just can kind of get into their banishes. I'll call them all the banish as well, just because she's untargetable while she's in it. So just allowing her to just avoid damage. Same for Yu Huang. It's very strong. They have a very good dive between Guan Yu and Gilgamesh as well. Maui, I still have to see how he's played to really see where he slots in with all that. But when you have a safe backline, I just assume he's going to be diving, and this is going to be a full 5-man forward type comp. And I really like it. Now, with the Xing Chen getting locked in alongside those Osiris, I'm not sure if this is going to make it harder for them to dive or not, just because Cthulhu Morgan are going to get in there. Ishtar's going to want to follow up suit, which is why they banned the Cupid out. He is a really good matchup into that Ishtar, just being able to kind of pull that ult just a little bit easier. But we'll see how this decides to mesh. I'm not a super big fan of how this bottom 2 ended up.
Yeah, it's a curious situation here. When I see Maui and Gilgamesh and then the Guan Yu, I just have to think to myself, holy crap, like if he lands the ult and then throws them into Winds of Samash, and then you just have Guan Yu riding around on a horse, man, like that's going to be doing a lot. It's a lot to deal with in a team fight. But then I look at the other side and I see, oh wow, double Cthulhu. That's not fun to deal with either if you're on the opposing team. So I'm a little bit curious about this Hou Yi pickup. I am, surprisingly as an ADC player, I'm not a huge Hou Yi fan, and we'll see how it goes. I've seen it work before, but I'm just a little bit concerned when I see Jing Chen Osiris along with this Cthulhu. We have seen Osiris jungle on the rise though, and it's done a lot of work this weekend in the SPL. So we'll have to see how this all pans out. But going into game number 1, Killjoy, which draft are you liking more?
If this was the Charybdis or a Rama, I would really hardly favor Duncan's Donuts. With this Hou Yi, I know CJ plays this a lot. I do like Hou Yi. This matchup can be very volatile between the two of them, so it'll very much so depend on that. But I think I'm still going to lean that way of Duncan's Donuts. It's just, I'm not sure how this Hou Yi is going to deal with both Cthulhu and Morgan, who turns into another Cthulhu, just because if he puts his Mark of the Golden Crow on one of them, the other one's going to be able to get in there and just absolutely run him down. He doesn't have a lot of good damage that can self-peel besides his conditional stun, which if he puts on somebody else is going to dive him. Say Burger gets the Mark and the stun. Okay, well, Burger's going to get in there, or Howdyjin's going to get in there, and they're just going to be able to keep this Hou Yi from being able to do what he wants. So it's the only caveat I have with this Duncan Donuts draft is how this Hou Yi will play around these late game team fights.
And I agree. The one thing we have to worry about is this Morgan does have the option of not just turning to Cthulhu. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think most likely it's going to turn to Cthulhu unless someone gets a monster lead. But all these picks on the enemy side are up for grabs too. And that's going to be feeling pretty good. If you want a Maui because you want to section off part of the map, you could do that.
They do a really good lockdown. You're 100% right. This Maui being able to lock off these sides of the map, and you mentioned it earlier with the Winds of Smash on top of Guan Yu riding around on his horse, it can really much disrupt what Mack wants to do. But if they're going to get Gilgamesh ulted and Maui ulted, I feel like they'll just be going all in anyway. I'm sure Allenzy's going to be right on in there with that Xing Chen, trying to find that Whirlwind of Rage and Steel to pull maybe beads off of the Hou Yi, which makes him very easy to dive then at that point, forcing Yu Huang to come out of it. And if Yu Huang and Hou Yi both have to back up while Maui and Guan ults are on the ground and Gilgamesh ults, it's a one fight for Mack because they just got 3 massive ults out that are kind of the big things in this team for Duncan's Donuts. If they get these 3 out, it's very limited to what they have left.
I agree. Well, let's hop into game number 1 and find out how the first game of these finals match goes in the Sharixx division of Albion Giants League. I'm your chair 1, Blaze McBain, and chair 2 is Killjoy. If you missed out on that, you can also do #cast, or sorry, not hashtag, exclamation point casters in the chat.
Hashtag ad.
Yep, hashtag ad. And, it's listed there for you. Got you taken care of today. I made sure that all the stream things were working before we started. I even got the names of the team in place. That's a dub.
Woo! He is on it tonight, chat.
I am.
He's cooking one up today, guys. He's cooking one up.
I did realize the one thing I did forget to do, but that's okay. I can take care of that before the game starts. No one has to know.
I promise no one knows. I don't even know. Why are we whispering?
I don't know, dude. It just felt like the proper thing to do, It's sometimes you just have to do it.
Chat, to be clear, I also don't know what you don't know, so don't worry. It's not just you guys. It is also me as well.
I just need to make sure that we had everybody in the right spots here.
Fair enough.
That was the big thing, because I remember... Where's that?
He's checking screenshots, chat. That's what he's doing. He's looking to see where people were playing. This is smart. This is really smart. I would not have done that.
I just wanted to make sure, you know. You never know. Every once in a while, I do these casts, and every once in a blue moon, someone decides to throw me a curveball. And they're the god I think that is solo isn't, and then I'm a sad boy. So I just wanted to make sure I had it right from the get-go.
There's like 5 to 6 of those gods where I see them locked in. I'm just like, good luck, production. Like, good luck trying to figure out who's going where, because I'm gonna give you my best caster guess, but realistically, I have no clue. It's just looking at the player names and be like, do I think they play this?
Yeah.
Are they going to? We'll see if they go ahead and lock it in, and if they do, then it's like, good job, production, for getting it right. But if they don't, it's like, it's not that big a deal. You know, you have set, and you're like, he can play 5 roles. Like, let's be real. He can play support too if you really want.
Oh yeah, 100%, dude.
On that, it's like, you know, just it's fine. Just have it. Yes, take your best guess. I'll be fine.
Apparently there was a pause. I missed that when I went to go make sure everybody was in the right spot. But there we go. But no, that's what I feel like when I see Osiris, right? I'm like, okay, is it Osiris solo? Is it Osiris jungle? And then like, I'm like, oh, but in SPL, they do crazy stuff like, oh, let's just throw the assassin in mid. So I just like to be sure, man. It's just one of those things where I'm like, let me go double check the rosters and see how it goes here. It doesn't look like we're going to get any funny business from either team with these starts, though. It looks like we're going to get the typical red, maybe red to speed type of deal going on, so nothing goofy. No one's going to go invade purple here. Pretty standard. But the one thing that isn't standard is we are seeing this like triple tank type comp coming out over the weekend in SPL, and obviously in this finals match too. And it's an interesting change because before this weekend, it was really like, hey, we want to build stuff that can do Fabulous hoops and go burr.
I mean, that's what Guan's there for at this point, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah, Guan's doing it. Yeah.
I'm looking at this triple frontline comp, and then I look at the items, and I'm just like, my brain's reeling of what's going on. Burger's got Sentinel's gifts on Cthulhu Solo, which already hurt my head. But then I looked over at Senpai, and they have War Flag on Maui. So either these two players know something that I don't, or these guys are just building items at this point, and they're about to get in there and show us why they're building these items. Whether they go 0-10 or they go 10-0, it's not really going to make a difference as long as they show me why they're building them.
Dude, man, remember when War Flag was good?
No, it was never.
It was. I like to just tell myself it was at one point. And maybe we're gonna find out that it's like OP on Maui here soon. I don't know. But there's always a part of me that wishes that item was better. As we do see the dual lanes start poking each other out here. It looks like we might. Oh, a leap in. They're looking to see if they can get Alonzi here. And they might get an early pick here for Duncan's Donuts. A lot of pressure onto this Jing Chen. The double bounce off the mark. He gets the leap. What? The hands of the gods? Oh no, the misclick.
100% it got him.
Oh my god, dude.
Imagine that's how that worked, though. Oh, imagine that's how that worked. You just run up and hit somebody for 152 damage with Hog. Oh my gosh, that would be OP. That item would be bought every game, every back. No matter what.
Oh yeah, I would be running with Hands of the God ADC, dude. Dash in.
Oh no, Ishtar combo. You all dash as you hit Hog.
Yeah, dude. Sign me up. Give me old Hog back.
This sounds like a bad idea. I regret ever saying anything about that.
They're keeping up. Duncan's Donuts is keeping this pressure up, but now we have Senpai is a little bit trouble here. The dive's coming in. They're going to see if they can connect with this Maui, and unfortunately, they're not going to be able to get the chase down there. And again, the pokes on the support has been very crucial here, as both supports have gotten really low and then gotten out.
They really have, and that's something that you look at these two hunters, and you're kind of like, yeah, Ishtar, that makes sense. Lots of AoE damage. Able to put it out all at the same time, but you look at the Hou Yi and it's like, okay, how is he getting it? But that's what Maui brings. Maui's gonna bring in that extra CC that Hou Yi really likes early game to allow him to clear the wave, because you've got AoE autos on Maui that can go through the wave. You have your bounce, which helps a lot as well, and it's just a lot of small things that allow these dual lanes to play how they are. You find the right combination, boom, a lot of damage on the support. You find the other combination on the other side of things, boom, ADC's now 1 HP. It's really just gonna depend, and Burger's gotta be careful stepping in here.
Yeah, Burger might be in trouble here. Moose is not going to let this happen. But now, free dunk. They got the... Oh, no. Just the fall down for Burger. Almost had a chance to escape there, but ends up getting shut down, and the blue gets stolen. That is going to hurt. Oh, no, they confirmed the blue. They confirmed it. My bad.
You get the blue. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah,
it's not the best thing in the world, but it's also not the worst thing in the world. The blue buff may be there if Burger goes straight to it as soon as he comes back from this tower. I don't think he's gonna get there though. I think it might.
No,
time
he gets
out.
it. He gets it right. He gets it. He gets it. No,
timed out
so close.
If he would have dashed out of tower towards that, he would have gotten it 100%.
100%. 100%.
Worst thing possible.
Early pickup there for Duncan's Donuts. That nice little stem of first blood gold is going to feel pretty good, especially when it goes to your jungler. You know, jungle just has a ton of presence around the map, and if you're making plays early, it's going to pay off in the mid and late game.
It really does. And I don't know any single jungle that'll look at you and be like, oh, I didn't need to get first blood. That's okay. Whoever was with me, you could have taken it. I don't know a single jungler like that. If they do, please let me know. I'd like to team with them so I don't have to worry about that. I have my colleague rotating level 1, getting the kill, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's pretty good. They're like, perfect. I got my first blood. And they walk away, and I'm like, you know what? Fine, I guess. Like, you came over to get it. You deserve it. Fine. Not like we did all the work and got them to 1 HP and you just came over and finally got that kill like Moose just did there with Dunk. Dunk had him 1 HP for the majority of that lane. And then his jungler rotates over and goes, yeah, cool, I'll take this, and walk away.
Alonzi off the mark there with the Whirlwind of Rage and Steel. They both hit level 5 earlier there. I thought we might get something. I was like, man, if they get the ult here into that Ishtar, the blades, it's going to go a long way. But unfortunately, again, that leap was good on both of them. And now they're looking to farm here. They're going to try to keep CJ in lane and force these minions up. That way they can go get this scepter from the looks of it. And then I'm curious to see if they try to do a purple invade, knowing that they do have a little bit of pressure in this lane and they do have a slight XP lead. It's going to be feeling pretty good here for Curious Mack on the left side of the map. Perger chilling. Kind of the nice little farm part of the game. Really, the most action here is over in the duo lane, which is kind of surprising that both duo lanes are so willing to fight each other early on.
Poor Moose got a bow for his item. That is unlucky. That could have probably been any other item and been viable. Quite literally anything else. You get a mace, cool. You get T1 hammer, cool. You get a sledge, and there are Runeforge. The bow, that one just like doesn't help too much. You could go it eyeball, I guess.
Dude, you tell me you don't like running Atalanta's Gilgamesh, so when you get a kill, you get faster and you get a little bit of crit in there?
Can't say that one's my favorite. I can't say that one's one. I guess you could go oboe. I wouldn't hate oboe.
I mean, oboe with the way his one works is pretty sick when you think about it. I mean, you get some flames, you get a little bit of lightning in there too. It can't go wrong, dude. You're getting to stack elements. That has to be good.
Surely that's how that works. You just get more power as you stack different colored items. That might be like an OP thing in Smite too.
Yo, that's what Pokemon taught me.
I know, right? Like that's you just look at it, you're like, look, red beats green, green beats blue, blue beats red. So now we got a yellow in here. That's gonna help with the blue items. Which, if you look at it, Howdygen's got one. Perger's got one. Albion got one. This guy's got it. He's got the Matrix written down. He's seen it. He knows what's going on.
They get it. And then they're like, they had that whole like new Terra type thing. So you're like, oh, you're weak against grass. Then you just Terra type to grass. I mean, like that has to be what's happening here. Gilgamesh. My favorite thing is when you're in a game and you pick your Gilgamesh and you pick up your item, and then somebody that's a random in your lobby goes, "Why are you building bow?" And you're like, "Dude, it's my passive."
I love when Smite players like don't fully understand the rest of the gods in the game, and they just look at that and you're like, yeah, no, this is gonna be good. Allen's trying to get out, should be just fine. But like, you think about it, you sit there, you go, why are you building that? I didn't have a choice. This was just free gold here at this point.
Ganesha problems. Why don't you have any kills? Oh god, dude. Things I love. 101. Oh, so good. So good.
Did you know about Gilgamesh's second passive?
Oh, what is it? Hit me with it.
He gets nerfed every single patch. They finally fixed it, and he just got a buff. So like, shout out to Gilgamesh and Hi-Rez for fixing him. He finally fixed his passive and got a rework to be balanced again.
Dude, it was an intended feature. That's the key.
Was.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Item, somebody got upset and he had to get nerfed again.
And Moose is making a play here. They're looking to pick up car on this Ishtar. And that's a good bounce in. The kick is there, but the ult is better. Those blades doing a lot of damage. Picks up a nice little root there, but now the Ishtar is going to go down. Perger puts it down. Senpai picks up a kill as well. Nice trade there, but it's carry for jungle. Curious to see how this pans out. We do see they're still grouped over here. Duncan's Donuts is not willing to let them push up too much further than they already are. Curious Mack did get a kill there to get on the board. Unfortunately, it's their carry that falls, though.
No, just couldn't get back to the rest of their team. Had they just stuck up there by that purple buff, they might have made it out. Because if Moose turned around for that kill, he was definitely dead. But what happened was Snow walked away and walked straight into Eagle Woman and Senpai. They're like, oh, the rest of the team's here, guys. And I walked away, so I'm dead. And that's how they ended up falling. But if they were stuck with them, potentially could have lived, potentially could have baited out a bigger fight. So if they did end up falling, they would have brought the rest of Duncan's Donuts into a worse spot to fight. And it could have resulted from more kills for them.
100%. But I think that was a really good play by Duncan's Donuts there. The positioning was really well made to kind of do that wraparound and really cause the Ishtar to fall back into more damage. And a great rotation there by Perger to make sure that they were there to pick it up.
It really was a good rotation. And you can see also on the solo side of the map, the rest of the team, for each of them, Dunk and Burger, were just trying to get each other low and just being like, no, you're not rotating to make this a Gold Fury fight now. Like, you're stuck here. We're going to keep duking it out and slowing out this lane because that's realistically what both of them want to do. Neither one of them wants the other one to go to a team fight phase. Because you look at it and you're like, yeah, Cthulhu, I don't want to go my team to go against that in the late game. Let's try to stall this out. But on the other side, you're like, man, Guan Yu, I don't want that horse going into my backline. Let's stall this lane out. So these two are just probably going to sit over there for the most of it until one of them feels really comfortable, like they're in a really big spot to make a lot of impact, which would have to be probably a 2 to 3 level lead on the backliners. Not their lane opponent, because it doesn't matter at that point. You're not hitting each other when you're over.
Right.
The backliners. If you get up 1 or 2 levels over, that's when you should be thinking, I have a really big lead, and we should be looking to fight around an objective.
Yeah, and I think we'll probably see that probably in the next 5 minutes or so. We'll see a soul laner be like, hey, now's the time. But the one thing to talk about here is Perker has a pretty substantial lead here on the Morgan. It's over a level lead. It's probably about a level and a half on this Yu Huang. And that's going to be feeling pretty good. But we do see an early pull here by Duncan's Donuts on the Pyro. And there is just no idea by Curious Mack. That drops, and that should be a, some type of notification to them. They could have went and pulled Gold Fury, I think, and gotten away with it, but instead they decide to, walk back to lanes. Alonesy's heading over to purple, and it's back to farming. Just a little bit of an error there by Curious Mack to let that go.
If Snow didn't see CJ back, fine, I understand it. But if they see CJ back, you got to be telling your team, hey, my ADC just backed, and if the rest of the team knows they're going Pyro side, who's left on the left side of the map to stop you from doing the gold? Now they're going to pick it up while Duncan's Donuts is potentially here. CJ's here and Eagle Woman. This is not going to be a great pull.
No, I mean, you don't want to 50-50 this. You already lost Pyro. The lead right now, it's under 2K, which is going to be feeling pretty good. But if you 50-50 lose a Gold Fury, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, it's just not a good start. If you 50-50 something and lose it, would be absolutely terrible, especially because they're slightly down. They need this Gold Fury to make something happen and catch them back up, and this is a good way to start it.
Hey, hold on 1 second, Killjoy. Hey, I do these casts, chat, Compact Fuse and Call Me Doggy. I do these casts out of my own free will, and if you have problems with the team that I'm casting, you take it up in DMs. You get out of my chat. If you're going to come in here and interrupt my stream while I'm casting because we don't have production, like, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but, like, I do this because I enjoy doing it. I like to help you guys out to get games casted. Come on now. All right, sorry, Killjoy.
Oh, you're good. Right. I was going to message you about it anyway.
No, yeah.
Good timing.
I'm already on it, dude,
Happens.
It
CJ
does.
got out of this, though. He managed to get out somehow. I don't really know how he managed
I
to walk
have
away
no
from
idea, dude. I need that luck.
4 people looked away, looked at chat, looked back. He was under towered. I'm like, huh, that's interesting.
Yeah, when I play ADC, which is often, when 4 people come to my lane, or sometimes 5, I don't get to walk away.
Oh, imagine getting to walk anywhere. I just get instantly blown up, man. Like,
when people
AGL
show up, I just disappeared.
AGL relegation season 8. I had a 5-man rotation to my lane at 7 minutes.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Just had fans. They just wanted to autograph.
We do see a bit of a fight here breaking out. The nice little 3v3 is what's going to end up panning out here. And Alonzi said, hey, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to put some pressure in. Now it's a 4v4. CJ's making the rotation. They're wanting this Gold Fury. They're looking to try to get a pick here on Curious Mack. Will they get one? It does not look like it. They said, hey, that's fine. We're going to pull it anyways and make them come fight us. And Curious Mack are just going to let this one go. Alonzi looks like, going to probably look for the steal here on this Jing Chen. Do they have the Blaze McBain luck? That's the question. They throw out. The Suns come through. Duncan's Donuts confirms the Gold Fury. But now the teleport in here by Burger is going to be a little bit late, a little bit confused by that. I think they might be trying to catch someone lazy backing, but that's not going to happen here.
Yeah, definitely can't go back and TP back in here unless for some reason Dunk gets picked out, but he's got the horse. I'm not worried about Dunk being the one gets picked out. I'm worried about Howdy being the one that gets picked up. Now Dunk might be in a bad spot, but he just turns around the Talus Halt and goes, let's keep going. I can still fight this. Still has his heal. He's still going to be just fine. But they all backed at the beginning of that Gold Fury. We were talking about, sure, they're in a spot. They might really want to look at it. All of a sudden, Karis no backs, Perger's backs. That Gold Fury's gone. It doesn't matter who they have there, unless you do, of course, have Blaze McBain luck, and you kind of just get to take a steal with a flip of a coin and walk in and just be like, yeah, no, I have my emoji auto for 5 damage, and take it and walk away. Like, fine. If you're gonna be one of those people, understandable. But other than that, like, I'm not even sending Alan up there. I'm just going to have Burger TP back to solo side. I'm going to send my support over there to split a little bit of farm and maybe try to push that tower and get a little bit of poke on it.
Yeah, I mean, as someone that steals objectives often because I have a problem, I mean, I'll walk up in auto, throw Erlang pin, a Fafnir hammer, whatever. But I don't want my teammates coming there to possibly die too. I mean, that's where things get concerning. That's where leads kind of spiral. Luckily, that the Burger gets out there, doesn't end up having to pay the price for that teleport, but it could have been catastrophic there for Curious Mack. And now Alonzi, again, walking into everybody, just no care in the world by Alonzi. Alonzi's like, you know what? I want to fight, and I respect it. As a support, I want my support to go in and create space, but also be like, hey, I'm not afraid of you guys, so I'm just going to run at you until you do something that makes me think I shouldn't be stepping up here.
Duck was trying to TP there.
I
don't know
know
if you saw that.
I did.
What are you TPing there for? Like, what does that get you? Red buff's down. All the camps back there are down. Gold Fury's down. The only thing up on the left side was Scepter. But CJ's got that under lock. So, like, what are we TPing here for? Go back to the solo lane. Go farm something, man. Like, go get a bigger lead. Like, there's no reason to be there.
He's just trying to live free, man. He wants to take his horse out, free on the range, just have a good time.
I guess. Just, if he would have literally TP'd out of that and then hopped on the horse immediately, I probably would have died laughing. That'd be so funny. just want to take the horse out for a quick stroll through the red camp back to mid as I go back to solo lane. Because, it's up in like 50 seconds if anyone's around and what he heals, because that's a fun and fair and balanced mechanic.
Yeah, we love that. We do have Pyromancer has respawned here, and I'm curious. Oh, CJ picks up the solo, and that is going to be huge. That level deficit is going to become a bit monstrous, I think. I should be probably 2 levels by the time the farm comes up here with side camps, purple buff, and another wave coming. Huge pickup there by CJ to get that solo kill now at 2-0-1 on this Hui. And this is one of those things that does get scary. This Hui is ahead of the Cthulhu. And when the Hui is ahead of the Cthulhu, it's going to be feeling pretty good in Descent to the Madness. When you see Duncan Donuts is looking to posture around this Pyromancer, they are going to look for another pool. And, Moose is saying, hey, we're going to look for this pool. We're also going to step up and make you guys get out of position here so we can try to pick somebody off. And there it is. Alonzi's the one they're looking at. That's one leap out for the Jing Chen. There's the pull. And this could be catastrophic for Curious Mack on this Pyromancer pull. Burger is making the rotation over now, but they're going to have to walk away. It's 5v3, and I don't think there's anything they can do about it. And this should be a free Pyromancer as they just instantly burn it and drop it. This gold lead is a little over 3,000 gold right now. Not insurmountable, but Curious Mack is going to have to make some type of response on a neutral objective.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't hop on Big Fire Giant there because they did just get that pick on Snow. They were able to rotate CJ over. They had 5 on effectively 3 because Perger did go to mid lane. Whoever steps up, you just kill him. And you already had poked up Alanzi, right? So now it's effectively a 2.5 versus a 5. And easy math just says this wins no matter if we lose somebody. We should just win this fight straight up. But now if Howdy falls in the middle, definitely need to be looking for something else.
Yeah, this is one of those things they're going to have to group. Duncan's Donuts has been running around in this 3 to 4 man grouping like most of the time. Like at this point, they want to be stuck together. They're just looking for a pick so they can go to an objective. Look for a pick, look for a tower. There's the horse riding on through. Haugen is going to be able to escape here. But Perger could be in trouble here with the way this grouping is. Look at Senpai trying to be cheeky. Another solo kill by CJ, just popping off over in the duo lane. Nice kick by Moose. Max range kick onto Perger. Perger's now in trouble. Wins a Samash comes through. And there's a counter wins a Samash to get out. Love to see it.
That's always fun.
Put some respect on Moose, man.
Oh, always have to put some respect on Moose. If you don't, you're trolling. But also looking back at those solo kills, if you happen to see CJ's health bar, the first one, it was not close. He was full health coming out of that solo kill. That one, about half. So there might have been a little bit more. My thought on the first one, probably a double bounce that connected off with an ultimate on top of it as well. But now with someone down, this is good for Duncan's Donuts, but it looks like Karius Mack are the ones that want to be aggressive.
Oh, there's the Dragons of the Pool, and Burger's in trouble. This ult isn't going to be enough to save him, I do not think. No, falls down as Senpai pulls them back in with the island. Then the Lonzi that gets kicked into the island, and now Karius Mack is on the retreat. This is going to be a free Gold Fury in favor of Duncan's Donuts. Yet another neutral objective to go their way and just pull the lead ever so more into their favor.
Your team has destroyed the gold.
Just unfortunate.
We talked about Guan earlier. And how we talked about him maybe being a top pick ban, and then he went 6th in the draft.
Yeah, now he has Fabulous Hoops with a Rune Forge.
And it's not like he's getting kills, right? Like, he's 0-2, so don't get me wrong. It's not like he's just running them down and killing everybody. But he is running them down and just being annoying and not letting them to do quite literally everything. Like, look, he's just under the tower. Now he's going to get a kill because I said something about it. So Duncan had to just make sure I listen and be like, look, man, no buds, but like, come on, let me get a kill first before you start talking about me. But he's just been like full health in their backline while the rest of the team is on an objective. Like, you'll see him up by where the scepter totem spawns. You'll see him up past the blue buff past Scorpion, just standing there while the rest of the team's on the objectives, and he's full health. It's like, what do you want your solo laner to do? Anything else besides this?
Oh no! CJ falls down in another solo kill. I thought for sure it was be a third one in the row the way that fight was going. The Suns, everything was just going CJ's way. And unfortunately, just a little bit of a misstep there. And Carr is able to turn it around. Actually, really good play there by on the Ishtar to try to evil out some of this XP difference. And it looks about almost even now.
That was so big. That allows Karius Snow to catch back up in levels. It allows them to be able to get their items back on par, which granted is just T3 Oboe versus T2 Oboe, which is not a lot of difference, just a little bit of extra bounce, a little bit of attack speed, fine. Maybe get an extra auto win. That could have, I can't even say could have made a difference in that fight because he had all the ones that mattered. He ended up getting that solo kill right at the end, so great play by them, but they have to be careful because Karius Snow is going to have some friends here in a second.
Yeah, and the one thing that we need to also address here after... Oh, no, no way Karius gets out, right? No way. Oh, good pull. It is. Wow, I really thought Moose was about to run it down on this Gilgamesh, but no, that is not what happened. Alonzi with a good rotation there to kind of protect the carry. And just a really good play there. I really like Alonzi's positioning to try to just make sure they couldn't go any further if they did to punish it. And now looking for a red buff invade. This is a nice grouping here by Karius Mack. I don't know if they're going to look to do anything, but they are. Alonzi's stepping up, trying to find someone out of position they can pull in. And Howdigen gets kicked into the wall. Moose is looking for the aggressive play here. Eagle getting just a ton of damage off on this Yu Huang. The Dragons come through, connect with the Lonzi. Great pickup here, and free Duncan comes in on the other side of it. Almost gets a kill, but instead... They end up having to drop it, but this tier 1 tower, I don't think is going to dissuade them enough. The Whirlwind of Rage of Steel comes through. Here comes the horse. The Cthulhu ult's here now. Perger in here just doing damage. The double Cthulhu's coming through. This is what Karius Mack wanted. They're being able to chase down Duncan Donuts here. Free dunk, put down, and they're looking for more. They're looking for the tier 1 tower and anybody else they can get on the way there. Senpai could be in trouble here. But now CJ making the rotation over. They do have to worry about these Suns. If these Suns come through and connect, this could be catastrophic after getting the pick and a tower that they wanted. Oh no, they're going towards Pyromancer. Duncan's Donuts is stepping up here. They have their damage with them. They want to go in on this. There's the Suns connecting by Carious Snow. And now, looking at the backside of this, Perger's in trouble. Alonesy's in trouble. So is Perger. Getting ran down here. All the low health bars. Hydrogen's trying to do something. Perger with the Aegis to try to get out. Ends up being able to do so. Alonesy falls. Hydrogen falls here. And Dunkin' Donuts turns it around, and another neutral objective will go their way in the form of the Pyromancer this time around, and possibly maybe be able to pull a Fire Giant. I think they back and get items first.
Definitely back at items first and come straight back over there. I don't know how that went so well for Dunkin's Donuts. I think Carious Snow's dash got caught at some point in the middle of that, which allowed them to, you know, dash in and then be stuck there. Had the backflip gone off, I think they end up getting another kill in there, and then the ADC is out of the Sun's range. They're able just to do a lot of damage. But beautiful play from CJ coming in. Great Sunbreaker being able to disrupt a lot of that fight, do so much damage on top of it. The little triple bounce in there at the end did catch everybody with that. First bounce hit the support, second bounce hit the Aegis Perger, but we're still going to count it as a hit because gotta respect it when it hits. And then the third bounce came back around and hit LNZ again. It was just beautiful. Great bounce and a great play from the ADC, who made a very late rotation and ended up paying off great.
Yeah, and here it is, a free Fire Giant pull for Dunkin's Donuts. Nothing that Carious Mack can do.
Definitely not. It's just a free Fire Giant. It was a great team fight. Now with the item differentials that they're going to have, full Soul Reaver for Eagle Woman. If you didn't think she was hitting already, really hitting now.
Oh, Alonesy just getting absolutely poked out here. Hydrogen trying to fight into Moose. I don't think that's going to be a possibility. Trebuchet is trying to slow them down a little bit, but this tier 2 tower will fall in favor of Dunkin's Donuts. But on the left side of the map, look at this. Carious Snow and Perger are looking to try to split push down a tier 1 tower and possibly more. They get the tier 1. Dunkin's Donuts is looking to walk away here. Oh, this is really good timing here. The Oni Fury is going to go in favor of Carious Mack. They are going to get a neutral objective to go their way finally, as Alonesy does the whirlwind of Wages Steel to get out. But there it is. Eagle Woman connects the Dragons. Burger has to go in Descent into Madness to try to get out here. And now the Phoenix is under fire. But here comes Carious Mack. They've all arrived. They dropped the Oni Fury to be able to get here and do damage. But now Haugen's the one taking the damage.
Okay.
Dunkin's Donuts wants this Phoenix, and they are not going to be told they cannot do it. Carious Snow, great backflip, great ult, but ends up dying for it. Perger now just goes into the Cthulhu with the Sense of Madness, trying to push them off of it. That's a double kill for CJ. More is on the way. Phoenix is down. Perger is in trouble. As soon as this Cthulhu ult ends, I think it might spell the end of Perger's life, and it does with a triple kill for CJ.
Where are we going? Wait a second. What are we doing?
I don't know.
On.
Look,
There's 30 seconds left. Guys!
There's 4 towers. There's 4 towers up, dude.
I don't care. What are they gonna do? We've seen the damage Eagle Woman's done to Haugen. What's the support gonna do? They don't have an ultimate.
Oh.
I'm flabbergasted. Like, I can't even break down that fight. That should have been the end of the game. I was like, that beautiful comms too. I was like, oh, the end of this minute is gonna end his life. And then I was waiting for the end this game, and then nothing else.
Yeah, dude. I had this like inkling. I was like, this isn't the end. This isn't the end.
Oh my gosh,
I didn't call it because I didn't think it was.
You can end there. It's a 5-on-2 with the mage doing the entire health bar of the jungle. Just end the game.
Yeah, but now you have Oni Fire minions, man.
I don't care. That the game shouldn't be longer than 26 minutes.
Oh my god, dude.
And they have fire. They still have fire.
Can we talk about how sad I am that Moose sold the Odibo tier 1 for that the lovely attack speed that it has, and then and used it to buy Erendite and Hydras? Okay, I just didn't want the extra attack speed.
I was watching that fight between Haugen and him, and I'm like, you know, if he had it up, he might get this
that's what I thought too. I was like, dude, if he has the bow, does he win the fight? Because I think he might just like insta win it. Oh my god, dude.
Imagine he just like goes, yeah, let's just buy the oboe.
It started it. Why not? Ends up getting a solo kill because of it. Could have been worse.
No, but on the real here, I mean, this has been clinical by Duncan's Donuts. They went from this like 2 to 3K lead where there was pushback by Mack, and that last fight was just absolutely dominant. I mean, we're talking, 12,000 gold lead at this point in favor of Duncan's Donuts. And at this point, if you're Mack, you have to be talking about, hey, what do we do in game 2?
Not giving CJ Hoyi. That's probably what I'm looking at. He could probably have that Cernanos fine.
Shout out,
play that.
Shout out to CJ, man. I mean, I am a Hoyi doubter, but he has obviously made it clear that 7-1-4 is going to do some work on this Hoyi.
Really will. And another thing, like going back to the end, like, sure they have 4 towers up, but just what do they lose if they die? Nothing. They still have all their towers up. So what did they lose if they try to end it anyway? They're going to get these towers when they respawn. They're up 13, 14K at this point. They were probably up 8 to 9K when that end would have happened. So they were just fine trying to risk that end, in my opinion. But now they got to be careful they don't get caught out.
Oh, no. Caught out? No, dude. Haugen gets pushed away. No way, dude. What an insane play there by Free Duncan Eagle just to be able to do. Oh, and Moose comes through, puts down Haugen. Mack step up looking for a pick, and instead they're the ones that are going to get picked off here. Perger ults into the Cthulhu, trying to get tanky and do damage here. Free Dunk is there. There's no ultimate for the Guan Yu, but it's not going to matter. Perger's gone because CJ's here. CJ's just shredding through everybody at this point. Burger is now the one in trouble. They're going to get CJ. CJ finally gets shut down here by Mack. And Free Dunk is having to retreat, but Senpai is not. Look what Moose is doing. Moose is going to backdoor the Titan like an absolute mad lad. Here he goes. Free Dunk. They pick up the kill on Karis now. Absolutely no way the island comes through. They're slowing it down. Look at the Gilgamesh. The Gilgamesh is here looking to try to end the game with 4 minions by his side. I think is he going to die? The Titan. That's the question. Alonesy's here. I imagine.
His teammates need to get in.
Oh, they have to get there. There it is. They're all here. This could be the end of the game. Absolutely insane play here by Moose to get the Titan under attack. The dragons come through. The damage is good, but they have no minions with them. They're having to take this themselves, and this will be the end of game number 1 in favor of Duncan's Donuts.
That's the end that we go with. That's the end that we go with. Duncan's Donuts. Really? We let the Phoenix come back up, and then we end? Oh my god. Is this how the rest of the set's gonna go? Because I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Dude,
my lord.
Why end with towers up when you can end with the Phoenix up? What do you mean, dude?
Here, man.
Oh my god, I love it, dude. I live for that. The Phoenix comes back up. They're like, nah, who cares about the Phoenix, dude? Everybody get in here now. We're taking this thing down, and that's exactly what they do. Shout outs. That was an insane play calls there.
No shout outs. Absolutely no shout outs.
Insane play call. No, shout outs to Moose, dude.
Kills the rest of them. All he has to do is show back up and drop kick somebody. That team fight's over. Then they can 5-man walk down with fire minions and not have to worry about it being that close. That was close. That was really close. I think if they would have ended earlier, it wouldn't even have been that close. It would have been way easier. Come over it.
Hold on. The quote from their comms that Eagle posted in the chat said, "There's a bird." Moose said, "Come in, I have it. I'll die to it." Let's go, dude.
Jesus, that sounds like Moose, man.
I love it, dude. What an insane play.
I don't want to talk about this one anymore.
What's crazy is CJ at 8-2-4 has 19,000 player damage, and like it seemed like so much more because of what he was doing in those fights. Comes through, just shows off the Hoi here. Eagle shredding on this Yu Huang, dude. Like, Yu Huang was making those team fights look a lot easier for Duncan's Donuts. I think that might get banned away game 2 if not taken away. But
that god does damage, man.
That god does damage. So someone tells me, they're like, oh, Yu Huang doesn't do a lot. We don't need to ban it. I'm like, you haven't played against a Yu Huang. Like, Yu Huang goes crazy. But it's an absolute dominant game here by Duncan's Donuts as we head into game number 2. Good stuff. Good stuff from both teams here. What a good finals start there. Crazy end.
Finals. How
crazy end.
We do finals, guys.
I love it, dude.
Hang on. I have words, right? Because we're talking about let's make
Yeah.
the safe call. We don't end on that push. Fine, I respect that. But that's the freaking end that you guys decide is the safe end. That's the safe end. Really? Ay.
No, dude, that's you take
Ay.
no, you take that in because it looks better on the cast, dude.
Oh, it's gonna give me a freaking heart attack. It's gonna be on cast. I didn't need this. This was not the first game I needed coming back from a 3-week break. This was not it.
Oh my goodness. Oh god. I need Majin to clip that and put that in the next season's trailer for Albion Giants. Dude, that's what I need. KJ, I gotta see you upset like this in person. Oh man. Hey, you need some water after that, dude?
Have some.
Yeah, I have some. I did too. I had to take it there for a moment. I was like, oh my god, this is going nuts.
You'll see me excited in person at some
Oh
point.
my
I'll make
god.
an in-person cast at some point in the future.
Let's go.
I'll get excited about something and just flip out like that because it's very entertaining to watch me get worked up. I know it is. That's why I stream.
I was like, at one point, I was like, I'm concerned for Killjoy's health. He's very
My face is
upset.
probably like bright red. Like, it's probably sitting out there like, can you shut up?
Oh god, dude. That's like, there was a time I was casting and I thought a Pinta was gonna happen between both teams, mind you. There was a quad for the last two players remaining and neither of them got it. And I was like shouting. And I see a text pop up on my phone. My wife's can you be quiet while you're casting? I'm like, I sure can. I can do that.
That's funny. It's bad when I get worked up. When I get excited worked up, it's very entertaining for everyone that's not in my house.
Oh
you just get
man.
to see this like long, lanky, skinny dude laughing and screaming at his screen while his face is bright red. Like that's entertaining to look at.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Ay.
All right, let's hop into game number 2. And hopefully, we don't cause Killjoy to have a heart attack.
Pass. Am I gonna have a heart attack? Hang on. I need to
don't know.
Chat. Am I having a heart attack?
Oh, that's not correct. That is
all
not.
I care about.
I updated the stinking thing and it didn't save it. I'm upset. I had a sweet chat command that talked about how great Killjoy was and it didn't save it, and I am upset.
You def will after game 2. Great! I'm excited. This is gonna be so fun. My capital D colons on the middle of the screen. Oh my god, that's awesome. Jack, can somebody clip that? That's actually amazing. Wait, where's my emote?
There we go.
Are they both gonna pop
All right,
up?
let's see if this wants to work now.
Oh, that's awesome. That is the best chat feature.
There
I've
we
ever
go.
seen.
Now
I'm so
it's
distracted.
working. Oh, I love that chat feature. It's my favorite, dude.
That's so cool. I love that. I just like capital D colon and it just goes across the middle of the screen. That was awesome. Oh,
I like doing
what is
this.
in this game? Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Nothing changed. Nothing different.
Yeah, the same
it's pretty
bands.
good.
Same bands.
Shocker.
But they changed sides. They did do that. So let's fix that real quick.
So after that, like, I'm gonna say my initial prediction of like I'm taking Duncan's zone. It's like if that's how we're winning games, they're just winning this set. I don't care. Like this is stupid. This is dumb. Now first pick though. Love that. That's a good start.
That is a good start. I mean, Senpai did look really good on this Maui, and if that's one thing you're worried about them taking away, I think this is a really good pickup here. And we do see the Guan Yu ban, which we asked for last game. Considering it got picked up, a while in. But what are you thinking they need to pick up here for Curious Mack? Do you think they try to go the double Cthulhu route again, or do they go something more like a traditional type of mid pick, like a Scylla or something like that?
I think they take the Yu Huang. I like the Ishtar. I think they need to pick up Yu Huang very much so. I don't think this Gilgamesh should be picked up right here because now we're just gonna put on the other side of things, Eagle Woman having a Yu Huang again that looked really good.
Yeah, I mean, was it 5-0 and 12? Didn't die.
Like why?
There it is.
See, like why? Like what is the thought process? I get Gilgamesh, right? Like Gilgamesh is good. I don't think he's that good. I think there's better junglers out there. I think there's gods that will counter Gilgamesh very, very well. I don't think we need to be playing Gilgamesh in the top 2. I think he'll fall to that 3rd pick if you really want him. I don't think you can give that Yu Huang over. And now they have a tier? Nah, this one's done. Dunk's on tier. I'm done. GG.
No, here's the real. Is this tier solo or jungle?
Oh, it's solo. It's definitely tier solo.
But what if it's jungle?
If Dunk isn't playing this tier, I'm gonna be upset.
What if it's jungle?
I don't care. I think it's Dunk on tier.
Yeah, but you can dunk on more people as jungle.
I don't care. Dunk is gonna dunk on people with the Lawbringer. Like that's just all it is. If it's anything else, I'm upset. I'm saying now, if this is Maui solo and tier support, fine. I'm okay with that one.
No, it's Maui support, but it might be tier jungle. Just think
tier
about
jungle.
it.
I'm gonna be upset. If this is tier jungle, I'm DMing Moose, and I'm gonna be very upset at him.
I don't even think you have to. He's in the chat. You don't even have to DM him. You don't have to look for him, dude.
I'm staring at his name. I'm staring at it. I will be in his Twitch DM so fast after this. So fast. Still got picked up. I like that.
I called it. Good. Look at me, dude. Oh.
You have screenshots. I don't want to hear
No, I don't. No, I don't. I do not have screenshots.
Oh, I feel like a jerk.
Yeah. All I have, I'll send you exactly what I have. I have this.
Hang on, I can't see it, chat.
That's what I got. That's the way I like to receive my screenshots, with no information whatsoever besides the names of the team.
We're playing last game. Unlucky. Oh. Unlucky. He's just got the IDs, chat. Feels bad, man. Tarek Bracken, fine. Hui on her? Interesting. Yeah, Hui makes sense on her. It's just I'm gonna fight you again. This seems bad. I'm not a fan of the Lulu.
Yeah, I don't think the Cthulhu is the pickup here after what happened game 1. They obviously were able to play into it pretty well with them being 2 of them. I do like the Ishtar Scylla this game. I think that's gonna be, feeling pretty good together. But you want somebody that's gonna be able to set that up. And I don't think Cthulhu's it. I think Cthulhu does a good job of causing a lot of chaos, but if I look at everything on the side of Duncan's Donuts right now, they're not worried about chaos. They're bringing the chaos to you with these dueling dragons and now this Artemis where Tusky can just run rampant. Please tell me that's a Kleena. Oh.
Okay, so
let's go, dude.
If it really is tier jungle, I'm going to have way more words. Way more words. If this isn't a Blink Artemis, I'm going to be upset.
This is a Blink Artemis.
It needs to be Blink Artemis. Because this backline is not safe.
No, they're not. They're not.
At all. Yu Huang has his own safety. Artemis is toast. So this just needs to get in there and get a Tusky off and do something at that point. I like the draft minus the Artemis again, but look. I said last game I didn't like the Hui. CJ proved me wrong, so I'm just going to abstain from saying anything else about the Artemis. I like the draft.
Have you ever...
I lost power.
Have you ever seen a mannequin's Geb?
I have not, but I currently have no screen vision because my power cord fell out of my outlet. So if I don't do anything for the next 2 seconds, I apologize.
Okay, well, they're not going to lock Geb like I thought they might because they were hovering it. But I casted a game where a support built Mannequin's Geb and ran it down against an enemy Hoi and soloed it. It was insane. Their last pick for...
Oh, I'm back.
For Carius Mack, they pick up the Athena here. Do you think that makes that's going to feel really good with the Scylla? And yes. I think it does feel good with the Ishtar here.
Yes.
My big question mark for this team is still this Cthulhu pick. Not that Burger played it poorly the first game. I that's not what I'm saying. I just think if I'm looking at the rest of the draft, Cthulhu just doesn't seem to fit as well as a different solo laner could have been picked up here.
If they wanted to play a magical soul laner, I would have liked to see a Cerberus actually right here. Would have been super, super sick. I think would have been really good into the rest of their team comp. Also would set up the Scylla pretty well. I don't hate the Cthulhu. I actually would have rather seen a more traditional warrior that maybe they could have looked to camp Dunk out here, because if Dunk's playing on tier and you get a couple kills on tier early, you're pretty much good to go the rest of the game. But if you let a tier run your Cthulhu down, this game's going to be over before it started. You know, Cthulhu's not going to be able to get online. Tier's just going to be a menace from the level 5 and on mark, and it's just not going to be fun. Not that he needs to get level 5 to be a menace. It's just when he has Lawbringer and he can just dunk over the mid tower and shove your mid laner out of it, that's when it becomes unfun for the rest of the players in the game, is when Tier just gets to go do whatever he wants. The Athena, though, is going to help negate a lot of what Tier does. He's gonna jump to the back line, he might try to Fearless, he's gonna taunt it out of it, and they hopefully should be able to burn him pretty quick between Scylla Ishtar. But if they don't, that's when this Kalina is gonna become a problem. She's gonna be able to dash in after that Athena taunt goes off and really mess up this back line.
Yeah, I worry for the soul lane matchup here. I actually like a lot of what Mack has going on in the other lanes. Like, I think with Yu Hong and the Scylla, I think that matchup's a bit better this time around. I think Ishtar and Artemis, you know, Ishtar's a bit more favored there, but we thought that last game, and CJ popped off on the Hou Yi. You know, and the rest of the comps, I think, match up a little bit better. I think this Kalina, I think Moose could absolutely end up running the game. Kalina is a god that works that way. If you have a jungler that's able to get online early, and that's what happened last game. So we'll have to see what happens going into game number 2. But given the drafts and given how game 1 ended,
no, I refuse. I refuse. No, I refuse. No predictions.
Where do you think we're going from here?
I'm gonna say this is going to start going in the 2-0 favor side for Duncan's Donuts, because I can't complain about the Hou Yi after the last game, so I can't complain about the Artemis this game. The only caveat is Hou Yi has like that what's it called, comeback mechanic of I hit a double bounce on you, haha, I don't care if you're 4 levels up mechanic.
Yeah.
Artemis doesn't have that, so if Artemis falls behind, this looks really good for Mack. If she gets ahead, this looks really bad for Mack. It's going to be very, very coin flip heavy in this duel, and I think if the ADCs get ahead, whichever one does, is the team that's going to win. That's my prediction. There we go. I'm going to do so wrong, and I'm so excited for it.
Oh my god, dude.
One of them's going to be 5 levels up, and they're going to lose the game.
Oh so god, dude. I've been there.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So, you know what I did the other day?
Please I got my cast is flip-sided.
No.
Oh, God bless.
I thought about it. So I've gotten a Penta in Conquest one time, and it was in Comp, which feels really good. But the other day I found
the achievement.
No, you don't get the achievement. So the other day I finally got my first Conquest Penta that wasn't in Comp as Ishtar 1v5 on the Titan.
Good.
Then 3 minutes later I stole Enhanced Fire Giant.
I like where this is going.
And then we lost the game.
There it is. There it is. This is one of those stories that's like, there's a lot of good things that happen, so you can't win that game.
No, you don't win that game. But
Smite.
Senpai is starting this war flag again, man. Look, Senpai knows something we don't.
If they won with it, they do. Now, you know what? Fine. Item's gotta be good. I didn't see if they got Spartan's flag or not. I also didn't see if they even sold this item later in the game, because I, 1, forgot about it, 2, really didn't want to be upset by whichever one that they did. So I just, like, not messed with that, because that's just unfun. I do like the double blink, though, from Duncan's Donuts. I think that's going to really talk and show how they want to play on the solo side of the map.
Yes.
They really want to play Dunk through this lane, and Blink for Moose also allows him to get into a backline very, very quickly and also very safely, because he'll still have his maneuverability to get out. With that being said, he needs to be getting active in these side lanes early and often. If you're getting a Blink over beads, you want to be fighting. If you're getting beads, you don't really want to be fighting. You're saying, I'm going to farm to level 12 when I can then get that extra item that I want.
Well, not only that, like, if you're taking the Blink early, like, that's saying I'm not afraid of any of the CC they have. Which part of me says that he isn't coming duo because he doesn't want to mess with the Athena taunt and then Ishtar's blades. But everywhere else in the map, he's feeling pretty good, is what that's telling me. But we'll have to see how it pans out. I mean, I'm a big advocate. If you feel like you can get away with the blink early, take it, get that early pressure, get some kills. And we might see that happen right here in mid early on as he goes straight in on Perger and takes away about a quarter HP. Moose is looking to get active, skips the cringe solo gank, and just goes straight to mid. And it's going to look for these oracles and then side camp XP, if I had to guess.
And this is something I also like about having a traditional warrior in that solo lane, is you're generally going to have more pressure than a mage or a guardian just because of the damage output that you can do to them. And if they're not careful, they will just end up falling for an early first blood. So Moose doesn't have to stay over here all that often if he doesn't want to. He can look to rotate around and try to get early ganks in the mid lane here and try to push Eagle Woman ahead to tick over to 3. Really good for the mid laners to both be at 3 already. Getting to 5 as fast as they can is really good for Duncan's Donuts. That allows Moose to clear faster, do a lot more damage in lane fights. It also allows Eagle Woman to push people around, but also on the other side of things, it gives I'm a Monster to Scylla. It's a very good safety maneuverability tool, as well as a lot of damage.
Yeah, level 5 in the mid lane's gonna be feeling pretty good. And if this I'm a Monster gets moving, that's gonna become problematic for Duncan's Donuts. They are gonna have to play around Perger a little bit more cautiously this game than last, because if I'm a Monster connects onto a low target and it resets, that is not going to be a fun time. But look at this, Alonzi again just going in straight onto Eagle Woman and Moose, and now they're backing off. They just get to walk away. Alonzi doesn't have any way of keeping them in combat.
That dash didn't connect, so sad.
No, it didn't. But an interesting rotation there by Vicarious Mack to try to... I don't know, were they going to check their own red buff? I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, and that's another thing too that I was going to point out is I didn't really like that trade by Vicarious Mack for Howdy to go into the other team's jungle to take the back camps when their red buff was spawning, because that just allowed Duncan Donuts to go up to that red buff. And trading whites for red is not my favorite trade in the world. No. I think that feels really bad, not only because of farm, because now your mid laner's not happy with you. And if your mid laner's not happy with you, they're not going to follow you. And if your mid laner's not following you, it's going to cause the rest of this game to be not very enjoyable for anybody else.
Agreed. I will have to say, Alonzi does something I do like for support, and that is hold the hog for the second purple, so that way if they do try to contest it, or they try to contest a red that you can be at, you're able just to drop it and just out-confirm them. That is one thing I really do like. And now Senpai is in trouble here. Senpai's low. We saw this during game number 1, and Senpai was able to get out. Again, that is what happens here in the duo lane.
Gotta throw it reverse there from Karasno. If they get the reverse stun on their 2 there, more than likely you'll end up getting that kill on Senpai. But since they pushed it the straightforward way, like it normally does if you're looking close, it doesn't catch up to the Maui in time. If it's catching the Maui, it's going to stop them, and they're going to allow a little bit more time for the rest of the team to get in range for some damage. Couldn't quite do that, and I think that's just a dropped first blood. I think that really should have been the first blood for Vicarious Mack right there.
I agree, and now we're going to see Moose getting a little bit aggressive here, going into the wall, looking to see, can he catch out Haujin here? Said this gets a little bit of poke off. There's a 3-man grouping here in mid. As Senpai has made the rotation. CJ over there in 1v2 situation. Haujin could be in trouble here. The Athena ult off. The Winds of Samash is here as well. But there's I'm a Monster. Perger went into it early. Perger might be able to pick something up here. Goes for it. Off the mark, unfortunately, for Perger. And now Moose has to back away here as he tears the veil just to get them out of there. And now Eagle says, I'm not having any of that. Moose blinks in, but no follow-up can be had. Oh my goodness, Burger's here in the mid lane, goes into Set of Madness. Moose is in trouble. Moose gets out for a second, but then gets put down. That is a first blood in favor of the solo laner for Vicarious Mack. A nice change for them going into game number 2 here.
That was so massive.
It
for
was.
Not only Vicarious Mack, but for Burger as well. This was not a lane that you wanted to come out of thinking you were going to be out ahead, but now getting to do that is so massive for the rest of his team, because they give him a little bit more energy. Unfortunately, we'll end up losing the blue buff, but now if they can be able to pick up this kill, that helps a lot.
And Haujin, trying to chase down free Dunk, and Dunk has to get out here. Use the blink, but does confirm a nice little blue buff invade. It's going to be feeling pretty good here on this tier. Vicarious Mack did have to drop the red invade, but they got an ultimate out of it, and I think that is a very worthy trade. If I'm Curious Mack, if I'm getting an ultimate for the red buff, like sign me up.
I agree, because now you can play around where that ultimate was down at 2. You know, Scylla's not going to have hers up, but at the same time, Eagle Woman not going to have their ultimate up either, so it makes it a little bit harder to look for that pick. And something about the Soul Lane that I don't think we touched on that I think is quite important of how this early game went. They didn't prioritize being here for a lot of these blue buffs, and you can see it right now. Burger has next to no mana. He's just about to sit at his tower line, whereas now Freedom being able to get that blue buff again. These are two characters that are very heavy base mana. They use a lot of mana in their kits, a lot, and getting them a blue buff is so imperative to their success in this lane. Thankfully, Burger was able to get a kill out of coming to the mid lane, because I think that will help this lane for him as well, especially if he's not going to have blue buffs. You got to be active somewhere else, and him rotating early on was really good.
Well, and the idea, right, is to try to help it, like, even out for your mid laner, get your mid laner some pressure, help them get online faster. But Eagle has been farming like crazy here and does have at least a half-level lead on Purger.
And that can be really big coming around these Gold Fury fights, because if Eagle Woman can get either the next item or the next relic just like before Purger does and get that back off, they can go straight to that Gold Fury and they can take that 30-second advantage or so that they get, because that's all you need. Smite comes down to seconds, and if you have 30 of them, you're in a good spot.
Oh, Lonzy gets a great dash in there, forces out the up-down by Eagle, but now Purger looking to get aggressive here, throwing out the root, doesn't end up landing it. But this is really just great position here by Curious Mack. They're playing a lot more aggressive here, looking for picks. They've been invading this red buff as much as they can, but Moose is here. Moose is not going to let that red buff go, but Haujin over in the duo side is looking for CJ, wins a Samash, connects, even though they get taken out by the board here, but CJ is going to fall. The island comes through, and now it's Haujin that's in trouble, but Purger's made the rotation. Can Purger connect a kill? No, it's Eagle that does, and they're looking to try to confirm something. Eagle is here. Can Eagle connect more damage? It looks like Duncan's Donuts is going to get to walk away here, but Curious Mack got aggressive there and got a nice kill onto CJ. They're not going to let this Artemis just run around for free this game, which is a nice change from game number 1.
It really is, and that was such a good Swords ultimate from Karis. No, he was able to catch a Moose coming back into, which unfortunately for Moose, cuts his dash at that point. You know, he throws straight out, gets crippled, comes back, and then gets stunned on top of that. Doesn't have the blink, or I'm sorry, the beads, so he's unable to just pop that and walk straight through. So it's really awesome, and now you see the rotation starting for the slow laners. They might be looking to come to this gold free, but Moose is going to walk right past Allen's and go straight into this wall.
Oh my goodness.
How did you not see him? Wait, how did you not see him?
I have no idea, but look at this positioning. Senpai's here, but Senpai's just going to go ahead and back. No, Senpai stops the back. Moose is here. Great pull in. This is going to be huge for one team or the other, but no, that no one ends up falling. I thought a pick was going to come through straight into a gold fury the way that fight was panning out. But that is not the way it ends up going. It should have. I really think Curious Mack could have committed to that if they wanted to and got a pick. Or same thing with Duncan's Donut. I think they could have chased and got a pick. But they end up letting it go. Both teams decide to play the more cautious decision here and play a little bit more calmly, which we saw, you know, in game number 1 when there was 4 towers up. You know, a little bit of cautious play. Never harmed anyone, especially in the finals.
Yeah, no, it never harmed anyone until you're diving the Titan with your Phoenixes up and you have to have the rest of your team come in there. But yeah, no, the safe call is always the best call. I do agree with that. Taking the safe way, fine. As much as the headache that I had last game with it, it is the right call for safety. As long as you continue to, you know, stick with that. So I don't hate them backing up there. I think if CJ rotates up, they could have potentially gotten a kill. Maybe 2 would have gone for probably a 2-for-1 trade, but would have resulted more than likely in a gold 3 at the end if they could let somebody else come over. But now Eagle Woman's baited Allenzy straight in with the dueling dragons, being able to confirm out the red buff for themselves and be able to walk back out of the way.
But that's the second red buff now that Curious Mack's been able to go in, put pressure on it, and they've had to ult to confirm the buff. And like I said before, I think that's a huge benefit to these team fights, is if you're forcing out an ultimate for a buff, you know, hey, we can put pressure here. We can try to do something. But now, look at Duncan's Donuts. They're doing the same thing they did game number 1. They're going to Pyromancer right around 10 minutes and point it for absolutely free. Haujin does catch it out this time. I don't know if Haujin's going to be in time. The Athena ult's coming through. The Winds of Samash is there. Can they confirm it? Can they get the steal? No, Duncan's Donuts ends up confirming it. And then they just fall off and no more aggression is played. I really do think if they see that type of pull happening, they have to just go Gold Fury. I think that just has to be the play. They could have done it there. It looks like that is what they're doing now. And the one thing I didn't touch on game number 1, but I do want to talk about now, is the wards on this mid to left side here by Mack this game have been absolutely insane. Perger up in the ultimate, misses the I'm the Monster onto Senpai. This is kind of the go button for Eagle. Eagle could do an absolute insane amount of damage here. And there it is, Alonzi getting poked out, a quarter health gone already. Eagles is standing here waiting for them to do more. The Dueling Dragons are back up. If the Dueling Dragons connect onto somebody here, especially if it's like Perger with the dash down, it's going to spell the end of a life. And there it is. Alonzi dashes in. There's the crush. That's a lot of damage down. A lot of setup taken away from Mack. And they're playing
really hated that I'm a Monster. I'm not even going to lie.
I'm not a fan of it either.
We got the Dueling Dragons out of Eagleman, right? So just go to the Gold Fury and confirm it. Who cares what else happens? They have no more damage. And now you get a solo kill for your ADC against an Artemis, which is good to get down. If you put the Artemis down, we talked about earlier, it's going to feel really good. Just do this objective. If you have the Monster, you would have had that, and it would have been no contest at all. But now Perger is going to be the one that gets poked out, and this starts looking worse.
Yeah, and Moose is here doing a good amount of damage. And look at the position here. Eagle, Dunk, and Senpai all here looking straight towards Karis. And Karis is like, no, I'm not having any of that. I'm just going to walk away. But Moose is here for the Oracles. They're positioned around this Gold Fury. They want to fight over it. Both teams are sending everybody there, but Duncan's Donuts has 4, while Mack has 3, and this could spell the end of somebody. Alonzi is in trouble here. Haljan trying to do something as a shell comes through, and it looks like Alonzi is going to be able to get out. I'm not entirely sure how. As the pool comes through, they are putting good damage. Alonzi is in trouble under this tier 1. Could get put down here. No, ends up living. The island's going to come through. Can they kindly confirm the kill onto the Athena? No, it gets to live. Absolutely insane. The bait was huge. Senpai falls. So does Alonzi. Fell on the backside. Moose came through. I was like, where is Moose to pick up this kill? Gets on the backside behind the tower there. Huge play, dude.
He just had to be sneaky real quick, just, like Lena does. Just sneak around the backside, hide in the wall really quick, and come up right behind them, because apparently they don't know he's there.
Oh, there comes the dunk in by Duncan. Huge play there. Perger's gone after the Veil comes through as well. CJ with the Tuskas tries to come through, puts down Haljan, but not only does he do that, he gets rid of the Athena ult that was coming through. This is a huge play for Duncan's Donuts. This is a huge posturing for the Gold Fury. They should be able to pull it down. Burger's out of here. They just picked up 3 kills for nothing, and they get a free Gold Fury out of it too.
Remember last game when we talked about the 5-0 Yu Huang? It did a lot of damage. And then remember how I told you that, no way, yeah, we just get off this. That's right, yeah. No, this is fine. Karis now should probably die, but he's gonna live. That's fine, why not?
No, he's not. Karis is gonna die here. 2 free dunk.
He's still gonna die. This was gonna be my point. Remember when I talked about dunk on tier? It's gonna be really
He lets it go! No way! We got that caster's curse, dude. No, come on. You take that kill.
He's got a kill already. It's fine. I just said he was going to be really frustrated to play against. You saw like 3 Fearlesses in a row right there that connected on people. And allowed Eagle Woman to do a lot of damage on the pick that we said she was going to do a lot of damage on. Like, I don't know what else you want me to do. I'm giving you everything you want.
No, I agree. I just... here, they're still trying to play aggressive onto Dunk here, and I don't know if that's the best idea ever with the level 14 tier. When the next closest person is your mid laner who's level 11.
And we talked about how, this was great for Burger to get an early rotation out, because you weren't going to win this lane as a Cthulhu into tier.
Right.
This is what you expected to happen. But the Burger just come out with a little bit of a bright side of being able to make an early impact.
Yep.
Going into these late game team fights, though, they need to get rid of CJ. If they get rid of CJ, they're in a good spot, because this Cthulhu will die very quickly to this Artemis. And also, if they can take Tusky out the map or force it out very early, very good spot. The rest of the team kind of in an awkward situation. They don't have that big AoE Suns damage like last game from the Hou-Yi. This game, it's a little bit more single target dependent of who Tusky hits first. If Tusky decides to anybody, because we all know that the Tusky board is very, very helpful for when you need Tusky to be helpful. So just hopefully Tusky has a good relationship with this pig.
Yeah, Tusky sometimes, just likes to attack nothing and just stand by and, take a lunch break. I get it.
This a lunch break, 3 dinners, same thing for him.
Can we talk about the Relic Dagger for free dunk here?
We could.
Just more blinks. Is that a Scorching Blink? It is. Let's go, dude.
He gonna blink early and often.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you want me to say about it. So the Relegger is gonna do for him. It's just gonna make him really frustrating to play against.
And as dominant as that last team fight went, Duncan's Donuts doesn't have some huge lead. It's 2,000 gold at 16 minutes. That's not insurmountable. It's a relatively okay amount of gold. But what is it that Karius Mack need to do in this situation? Besides, is it just pick off the Artemis and then we can win the fight? Or is it something like this where we catch the support out and hopefully we can get him?
Well, as you can see, it's not going very well trying to catch the support out. Now the Maui's going to go up and over. Now Dunk's showed up, and this is where this becomes an issue. He's able to get 2 with that knockup. Eagle Woman's able to find a lot more damage. Doesn't have the ultimate, though, for them, but Burger's now here on the backside. This is when it comes up to good. As long as the health bars are healthy still for Burger's team, he'll be in a good spot. Unfortunately, they're not, so he's in a bad spot now.
Oh, no. Lonesy just gets dunked on.
But
Yep. Hey, SSB said we needed good puns tonight. I said I would not disappoint. Perger! Oh, the Aegis is just so good there by Eagle.
Really good damage. I saw that tweet, and I saw SSB, and I love SSB. I was really hoping to avoid some puns. I knew it was coming, though. As soon as we talked about dunking over a wall, I knew one was coming.
Yeah, you set it up, to be fair.
I know. I deserve it.
Oh, look at this. The Athena.
Like
the backflip into the Athena. Oh, that has to feel good. Senpai is here, though, but not going to be early enough to save CJ.
This is good fights. Do something now, Karius Mack. This is where you want to be. You have your ADC free, their ADC down. Your ADC has a 2-level lead. Now do something with it. This is where you guys can bring it back. You can tie this game back up. You can tie the set back up. Just play around Karius now. He's 1-0-3. He's got a 2-level lead. Just play through the dual side of the map. I don't care what else you do. Just go camp the Artemis.
Yeah, not only that.
For the game, go camp Artemis.
That 2,000 gold lead is now down to 800 gold. Like, I mean, this is the changes that they needed. They needed these type of things to come online and happen. So it's coming down. Like, pick CJ. Pick someone that can't just get away, which is going to be CJ and Moose.
Literally only CJ.
I think
only CJ.
I think you could catch Moose, possibly. If you
some movement ability, I'm gonna say no.
He does have the dash, but you can block that with relative ease with this Athena. I think there's a possibility of picking up Moose, but you're not catching this Maui. You're not catching Tyr. And you're sure as heck not catching this Yu Huang, dude.
Definitely not. So yeah, let's go camp the Artemis some more. I think that's a good win con for Karius Mack, because then you also have an Ishtar fed and a head. And last time I checked my notes, that was 2 good things to have on an Ishtar.
Yeah. I mean, Ishtar does dummy damage, especially if she's ahead. She just becomes something you just do not want to fight against. And this is, look at this. Karius Mack said, we're not worried about picks. We're just going to go pull the Gold Fury and see what happens. And they did get a response, and the response is Duncan came over and put down Haujin. So now it's a 5v4. But look at Moose's position here. Moose behind Karius Mack puts a ton of damage into Perger, and Burger picks up the kill onto CJ. That's exactly the target that needs to go down. As now Karis Snow picks up Moose, and Duncan's Donuts is in trouble here. Free Dunk is attempting to get out. The Dragons come through and do what they need to do there. Actually, that was just the regular route, wasn't it?
That was most definitely the regular route. Does a lot of damage and keeps them in a spot for just a long enough time.
Yeah.
But look at what happens when Karius Mack forget where Moose is. He just walked to the back line without an issue. Granted, he got immediately blown up as soon as he did. So if Karius Mack can keep eyes on Moose for these team fights and these elongated team fights, they're not going to... No way. Okay. Goodness. I was to say, there's no Eagle Woman just gets to walk up for free like that and take it, right? Like, there should be no reason they just get to walk past an Athena and steal Gold Fury. That should just never have even been a possibility, first of all. But going back to my point, if they're able to keep Moose on target and tracked during these fights, the Karius Mack is going to win this game. You saw exactly what they did in this team fight too. They found CJ and they eliminated CJ. The Gers double teamed up, Gerd on to the one and only CJ and got blown up. And if he's gone, you can see how much easier that fight was for Karius Mack to take.
Yeah, I mean, Moose missed the Veil. Like, on there, like, if that full Veil connects onto Perger while in Ultimate, I think it probably does a lot of work. But unfortunately, it was just slightly off the mark. But I mean, Moose going in that back line like that, like it's carry potential. You could possibly blow up a carry, but if they turn around, you're dead. Like there's just no ifs and what's about it. You need your people to dive in. You have to be able to do it. But Alonzi on this Athena doing some work, and that's what we talked about earlier. You know, that's kind of one of the win cons here of Curious Mack is being able to get the CC onto people like Moose and CJ, or, you know, interrupt free dunks damage. And there it is. Look at Moose getting pulled back in here. But Alonzi
to follow up.
Yeah,
no one was there.
No.
I get the idea, right? Like dash and taunt. Let's keep grabbing it. But, why? Because now, right, if they dash taunt in, a high-level Smite player is going to turn around and go, oh, there's nothing else here. Hey, guys, their taunt's down. If anyone shows up in the next 10 seconds, we can go kill them because they don't have peel. Who's peeling anyone on this team besides themselves? This is a good double taunt, though. But again, now the taunt's down.
Yep. Well, and it comes down to the fact of, like, if Purger's there, or Haugen's there, or Karis Snow's there, it would be insane. My stuff's bugged. There's a gray screen?
Uh-oh.
Hold on 1 second.
My stuff's fine for me.
Welcome to the fun.
I still have the stream up just fine.
Okay. I'm just double checking. It's fine on my end. Is it gray screen for anybody else? I have it pulled up on a separate monitor.
Yeah, same. Let me refresh really quick.
It might just be some of these be refreshed.
Mine's good still.
Let me double check on my other stuff.
Eagle,
yeah, it's good on everything else. Yeah, Eagle might have to refresh. Okay. Cool.
Stopping for the mid laner. All mid laners like to do is complain. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay, cool. Thank you for the sub, by the way. And thank you for all the follows, peeps. I really do appreciate it. All right, back into the game here. Moose tears the veil there.
Happy joy.
All I'm gonna say is the polls from Senpai have been on point. I don't feel
really
like I've seen a lot of Maui polls miss, and that's something you don't appreciate till you start seeing them miss.
But not only that, oh no, Eagle might actually end up falling out of the 2 games. It ends up happening. Purger comes through, lands the I'm the monster. There's no one else to follow up on, though, and Moose just has to get out of there. That's going to be a tier 1 tower here for Curious Mack, but now you look, and there's objectives up. There's a Pyromancer. There's a Fire Giant. What are they going to pull here? They know CJ's over there trying to get that tier 1 tower in left. They have to go big. They're taking their time here. It's taking too long. They're going to let Moose, Senpai, and Free Dunk now walk up. Burger backing.
No way they let Burger back.
No way. And now it's a 50-50 Fire Giant situation. They're staying on this fire. This is an insane play here. Moose is in the wall. This is good damage. Winston Samaj comes through by Haugen. Burger is up into the Descent to Madness, but Purger is in trouble. The Fire Giant finally gets dropped, but can Purger get out? Curious Snow picks up Free Dunk. Purger is somehow still alive, and Senpai is now in trouble. The Blink comes through by Haugen. There goes the Maui up into the air, back down. The island comes through, but Senpai will fall. The students have become the master, and Purger ends up finally falling to Moose. And Moose now has to run away. But a very, very daring pull of the Fire Giant there by Curious Mack ends up turning into a 2-for-1 and a Pyromancer from the looks of it. But Eagle is not one to let them take that. Instead, they have to back off of it. They don't even get an objective out of it. That delayed start of the Fire Giant really kind of just threw them off. And CJ pushes down the whole entire left side, gets a tier 1, gets the tier 2, and half of a bird. I don't really know who wins that situation. I mean, the gold lead's still in favor of Curious Mack. They get, 2 kills for 1, but, like, it doesn't feel like a win.
That is such a win for Duncan's Donuts, in my opinion. They just knocked off 2 towers on the left side. They have a win condition now. It's the same win condition they had last game when they took a Phoenix and then didn't end the game. But that's besides the point. But they now have a win condition up this left-hand lane. They also stopped Curious Mack from getting a Fire Giant, which should have been right as rain for them. There's no reason. There was another expression that I wanted to use. I decided not to use it because I should not use that while I'm casting right now. But that should have just been for sure all of theirs, because there's no reason that they don't get an objective. Even if you just do Pyromancer, I'm not going to be happy, but fine, at least you got an objective. I'd be happier than I am now where you didn't get anything. You had this massive lead, and now it's 100 gold differential. There's no lead anywhere.
Yep. And look at this. Karis Mack are going here. They're pulling the primal. But this could be the go button for Duncan's Donuts once they hear this drop. But no, CJ and Free Dunk are responding to this. This is not a free Primal Fury. In fact, it might go in favor of Duncan's Donuts as Free Dunk has gone in doing a ton of damage and not really taking much himself. But instead, it just focused them off the Fury. And now Moose is in the wall. They have him pinged out. They're looking for the damage. He does get some good damage on Perger here. The Tear of the Veil comes through. But now, it's Duncan's Donuts that have the aggressive position here. They have to decide what they want to do. They're not aware of where Karis Snow is, so they don't want to do anything too crazy.
Uh-oh.
But Alonzi goes in. Perger is in the I'm a Monster. And here it comes through. Senpai eats a ton of damage. Haugen picks up the kill. The kick comes through. CJ in trouble, but puts down Haugen with the help of Eagle. And now Karis Snow's in trouble. The blades come through, but is it going to be enough to save the life? No, the Ishtar goes down. Now it is the Aegis that comes through to save Perger for the time being, but Perger goes down too. It is going to be Burger and Alonzi. Left up.
No, just back. Just back. Just go fire. Just go fire. No one cares about the Gold Fury. There's 3 of them dead. Oh, this team is going to give me a headache, Blaze. They just won the biggest team fight that they could have in this point in time. They took down the Scylla, I'm a Monster. They took down the jungler, and they took down the ADC. Just back. Take all 5 with you. Go to Fire Giant.
You don't have to back.
So are they going to do? Well, Dunk's kind of low, so I would be okay with them backing in that situation. They still have, 30-some seconds to go back to the Fire Giant. Athena walks in, just kill her. Cthulhu walks in, just kill her. 5-on-2 is not a fight Karis Mack can take, and Duncan's Donuts should realize that and take the Fire Giant.
Yeah. I mean, like...
At least they got an objective, so fine.
I mean, they get the Primal. That's going to help them do extra damage to the Fire, so at least there's that. But... I do think they could have just went straight to Fire. They could have backed and went Fire. It didn't matter. Either one. They could have just sent Dunk back and then went and pulled it and waited for him to get there. It is a little bit curious they didn't go for the Fire there. But, again, going on the safe side of things, this is finals. They want to make sure they're trying to, do everything they can to win these games. And the safe call there is to go to Primal. They just want a massive team fight, get that extra gold, go back, buy some items, line your pockets that had gold in them with new shiny things. And Alonzi gets pulled. Oh my goodness, there's a ton of damage and absolutely deleted. Dunk is just absolutely going hammy salami on this tier. And now the Fire Giant is going to be pulled here. But instead they drop it. They're looking for Perger. Perger in trouble. Eagle deletes Perger. And now Karis Snow is in trouble too. The Ishtar is down. And oh no, this has just spiraled absolutely out of control for Karis Mack. What a game that looked like it was going in their favor is now just absolutely been flipped on its head. And Duncan's Donuts is pulling this Fire Giant. It will be a regular Fire Giant, 2 minutes before it goes enhanced, but nonetheless, just a lot of work, good work being done here by Duncan's Donuts with these team fights. You can tell the shout calling is just on point. Burger getting ran at now by Free Dunk, but I don't think that's really going to result into anything. The right tier 1 is the next target. They don't have to worry about left lane. They already poked it down to the Phoenix. They're really just wanting this right lane and the mid lane. And I think they'll get a Phoenix off this push. I mean, it'll be a 5v5, but they have the Fire Giant. I think that might be something they end up looking for here.
Something I was concerned about before they got into that Fire Giant fight was they did have 5 up. And my thought was, we gotta go to Fire Giant because it could be riskier to take another 5-on-5 at the end of it, They hadn't really been winning team fights convincingly. That was like the first big team fight that they had won hands down. They didn't lose a single person. So I'm like, we should just go over and take that because we don't have to worry about another Fire Giant fight where we're gonna have to play 5-on-5. It never was a 5-on-5. It became a 4v5 really quickly and then a 3v5 and then it was just really out of control. But now this is where they can try to put up a defense.
Yeah, Alonzi gets a great taunt in there into Burger's Descent to Madness, but is it going to be enough to get a kill here? There's the Dueling Dragons. Haugen gets deleted. CJ is picked up there by Karis Snow, though. So this is a 1v1, but instead Perger gets taken out. It's a double kill for Free Dunk. The beads come through. He's still doing a lot of damage. He's going to have to get out here. This Karis Snow is just doing a ton of damage on this Ishtar. Moose goes in looking for a kill onto this. Athena is going to pay the price? Maybe not. Oh no, just everything's just slightly off the mark here. But Burger makes the rotation and says goodbye to the Kleena. And now they might catch out Senpai for it too. Free Dunk and Eagle are positioning here. The Athena ult is coming through. They do need to worry about a taunt into this Ishtar damage. Ishtar is absolutely shredding targets now.
Gotta
that was
pick
a
a ban this
good.
god.
This,
Gotta pick a ban that god.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a 100% picker ban. I don't think there's any way around it. Free dunk goes back in, getting good damage off. But Karius Mack have, held off on that tier 2 defense, and a really good defense by them after losing 2 big team fights in a row and losing the Fire Giant. They're able to defend, even though they're 8k gold down. But itemization is going to be coming online now for Duncan's Donuts. Do they let the Pyromancer go? The Dueling Dragons comes through. Oh, that was a good ult. It was this. Duncan's Donuts gets the Pyromancer.
Oh
Absolutely insane. I believe that was
Ooh,
Eagle's damage. Just through the wall. Just had enough, dude. Crazy. I thought it was too early after we saw the island come through, but apparently tick damage was just enough, dude. Just enough.
Image came in at the end. There, like, see the little X cross on the
Yeah.
Pyromancer. I think that's what ended up confirming it. This is why we zone objectives. This is why we zone on the other side of where we think they're going to be, because they're not really going to be on our side of the objective pool. So I would definitely be looking on the other side. And something to think about too is Free Dunk tries to get up on in there. That tower defense was really good because Karius Mack went all at once. It wasn't, oh, we used our I'm a Monster, oh, we used our swords, oh, we used our Descent into Madness. It was all at once. They full 5 ulted, because if you look at this game and you say, okay, we're behind, are we ever on an even ground? If we use an ult and they use an ult, are we on even ground? No. If they use a bunch of ults and we don't use any, are we on even ground? No, we're probably ahead at that point. So the only time you're going to find an even fight is when you're using everything at once and you have everything. So they want to take it at once, which is exactly what they did.
Yep, and here it is. Wins us some mosh. They have to get something more off here, but, the Ishtar is absolutely poked out. The Veto down. Karius Snow is deleted, but on the backside, Moose gets deleted. Right now, though, Karius Mack, a lot of their damage was coming from that Ishtar, and if it's gone, this opens things up for Duncan's Donuts, especially considering they still have their ADC up. And now Burger falls out of the Descent to Madness, but Free Dunk could be in trouble here. Gets a good Fearless out. Nice. Lawbringer is able just to get away, and that's the thing about tier. That passive's kind of insane. Keeps him from having to be CC'd for too long and is able to get out there. But Eagle's still playing relatively up here.
I'm pretty sure Dunk ulted into that as well at the start of it. That ult cooldown, stupid.
Yeah, insane.
A lot of cooldown in the build as well. Like, just probably 40 seconds on that ultimate if I had to take a guess, just by looking at the items that he's built, including that Relic Dagger. Just, he's blinking in there, pushing people out, jumping away with an ultimate, just getting in there, getting out of there as quick as he can, and taking a good chunk of damage now. Karius Mack has gotten enough damage online that Free Dunk can't fully tank it up. Because if you think about it and you look at his build, it's not a very expensive build, so those protections aren't going to be as heavy as, say, something like a Mantle of Discord. If he had one of those in there, he probably would not be taking as much damage as he was. But it's a very lighter build, but it does exactly what Dunk wants. It gives him a little bit of movement speed, gives him a lot of cooldown, it gives him enough protections that he can get in there and be really annoying and then run away.
And here it is. Karius Snow gets pushed out again. Karius Mack trying to find a way in to fight for this Fire Giant, but instead they're just getting ran at. Moose has great position here to zone off the back line and gets a ton of damage off. Free Dunk goes in, lands it. And there it is. The kick is off the mark. There's those blades, though, to kind of zone everything off. That's going to be good for Karius Mack in the sense of not losing anybody. But this opens up the door for Duncan's Donuts to be able to pull this Fire Giant with really no repercussion here.
If the rest of Karius Mack steps up, this could be a very fast head for Duncan's Donuts. If Burger steps up and 1v5 steals this with the Athena ult, I will be thoroughly impressed and be very upset. But now that there's 3 of them here, this Fire Giant, so they got to work to confirm this.
Duncan's Donuts do confirm it over the Descent to Madness, and it's 5v3 right now. Karius Mack is in a very precarious position. They have to run back to their carry so they can get this damage off. And there it is. Ishtar starts shredding. And this is where Duncan's Donuts have to be careful. They need to be able to pick Karius Snow in order to do anything here. And I think the best option is back and spend your gold, but instead they're going to play aggressively and go for this tier 2 tower yet again. And we have to see, is it going to happen this time? Free Dunk jumps in and immediately backs off. They do finally get a tier 2 tower in the mid lane. The only thing left for them to take is the birds. And they're going to back off, strip farm, and probably finish out some builds here.
I'm happy that Karius Mack let that tower go. You're 34 minutes into this game. That T2 is not doing you any favors. It is just a nuisance at that point for you. You're not trying to defend it. You're not going to put up sick 5-man defense like you did earlier. That tower is effectively a minion for the other team to take. It's not going to last very long at all, especially against an EFG Artemis and Yu Huang. Not going to be a problem for Duncan Donuts to shred through that. So I like that. Just play back, give it up, force out Free Dunk to use the Lawbringer, which is back up, by the way, before, we even got to talking about this and he used it on that tower dive. But now it's all about this defense. How is this defense for Karius Mack? I think it's okay. I think if Duncan's Donuts gets in there and Senpai can really just shut off half of a Phoenix, it gets really hard for Karius Mack to defend it. They really have Winds of Shamash and Cthulhu Ultimate, really. They just got to descend into the madness on top of everything, and that might be enough to deter it for a moment, but they're going to have to take another 5-man ultimate fest like they did on that T2 tower to have even a chance at staying in one of these defenses.
Yeah, I mean, Alonzi has to just hit one of these massive multi-person taunts into the Descent of Madness, then wins the Smite. I mean, it's like you said, that has to be where it's let in, though. Alonzi's hit multiple multi-man taunts. It just needs to have follow-up on it. This Ishtar does have the capability of shredding through these targets, but it needs the setup. Perger needs to be able to have targets be low and reset this I'm a monster. And so far, that just hasn't been allowed to happen. And if they want to stay in this game, it's going to happen on this Phoenix defense.
And they're already losing their Phoenix defense right now because there's only 2 people left over here. Everybody else is on their side of the map. This is really good for Duncan's Donuts.
And Alonzi ults over to mid, and Free Dunk comes over the wall straight into Karius Snow, zones out the carry, and now the Descent of Madness comes through. CJ is low here. They might be able to pick up CJ, but so far CJ's been able to just stand back and live somehow. But so far it is a defense for Karius Mack, and really it's probably because there wasn't a 5-man grouping all on that tower. Here it is. Haugen now gets put down, falls to Free Dunk, and this is going to be the opening they need. They know it's a 5v4 now. They do have to wait for CJ to get there, so it's still 4v4 for the time being, but Karius Snow is getting shredded by Moose. Moose putting in the work here on this cleanup, but now Perger in trouble here. Free Dunk looking for the Lawbringer, lands it, predicts where he's going to go, and now the Phoenix under fire. The mid Phoenix goes down. Duncan's Donut ends up losing Moose, but the Titan room is opened up to them. It's a 4v3. Minions are on the way to get some tanking going, but I think they just need to go for another Phoenix here. This left bird is low, and that's exactly what they're going to do here, but they do need to protect Eagle on the backside. Senpai turns around to make sure Eagle gets to, live safely, and now the dueling dragons come through, get some good damage off. Alonzi half health here, but now Senpai lands an insane ultimate onto the Ishtar. Ishtar falls down. It's a 4v2. Here comes the Tusky landing on all of his targets, and Burger is in trouble. They're not going to worry about Burger. They want the Titan. Alonzi can't do anything to defend it, and this should be game number 2 in favor of Duncan's Donuts, but now they're backing off because they see Haugen come up, and they know there's a couple other people on the way. Perger being the main one. Instead, they're going to go strip farm and wait for a right side Phoenix. Crazy. I really thought they were going to commit to it and decide they don't.
They lost EFG right at the end there, so I get that idea. They're probably watching that timer count down and say, okay, we have 2 seconds left on us. Let's start this, see how we get it. As soon as we start seeing other people start showing up, okay, nope, we're done with this. Can't do this anymore. Just go ahead and leave. Play for this next EFG. They've been winning these 5v5s around the objectives in these corridors very, very well. I don't hate this at all. I think this is the right play because now it's a good play. Scoring down the left and the mid. I'm not upset with this at all. Whereas last game, a little tilted. But this game, many, many more circumstances have been met and checked off that they definitely can't do the end that I wanted last game.
Yeah, I mean, I think is this the safe call? Yes. Am I a little bit surprised?
Also, yes.
Yeah, and it's the correct call. I'm just a little bit surprised because they were winning so handily there. But no, it's the call that you need to make. This is the call that wins you the game for sure. And Karius Mack is going to defend. They're showing up, and there's fire minions pouring down left along with Moose. Is Moose going to do it again? Is Moose going to go down and he going to attack the Titan? There's no shot. Eagle gets absolutely just tons of damage poured into Eagle here. 75% of the health gone. Aegis has to come through to save the life, but is it going to be enough? They've already lost CJ, and now Eagle's getting chased down here. This is huge for Karius Mack. And now Eagle falls, but look where Moose is. Moose is here attacking the Titan. He gets a great beads into Haugen, and Haugen somehow gets out, but the Titan is being tanked up by the minions. This is Moose versus the Haugen on the Gilgamesh, but it's not going to be enough. Fire minions are here. This is going to be game number 2 due to fire minions. Haugen cannot clear these. If one more Tear the Veil comes through, oh my god, the silence comes through. Moose dies to the Chaos Titan, but it doesn't matter. Duncan's Donuts win game number 2.
Why are we not backing Carius Mack? Why are we not backing?
They couldn't.
They should. They went back to Fire Giant. They should have backed. They had an opportunity to back. All you have to do is send Burger to stand way up there, or Athena. Send Allensy up there to stand there and let Burger and Burger back. You need more damage to defend that Titan. You have only fire waves coming down. Also, can we get a clip, please, of Moose dying to
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
That's
I do
something
need
we
that.
do
Thank
need.
you very much.
I think I got it.
But like, what are we doing? Like, just back. This is. They were still in that game. They're very much so in that game. They won the biggest fight that they needed to. They eliminated both the backliners, and all they had to do was back, push out the waves, and go to Fire Giant. They had all the time in the world. Those backliners were down for about 50 seconds. They can't touch EFG without their backliners, and especially since, Moose died to Titan. Their 3 damage dealers are gone. No way is Senpai and Freedunk attacking the Fire Giant and taking it by themselves. There's a 0% chance of that happening. So all you have to do is just back, push out the waves. Your Titan doesn't get that low. It's probably about 3/4 health. You push out at least 2 waves. You go to Fire Giant, you take the Fire Giant, and then you're in a spot where you can fight. You probably push up mid and right lane, but it all just starts with being able to back.
I agree. I mean, you have to be able to. You know, based off game number 1, Moose is going to commit to a split push if he has to. You get this great fight. You get a couple picks. Someone has to go there. I mean, I did Alonzi have ult? I didn't check. If Alonzi had ult, just ult to Haugen.
They ulted onto Burger
Oh,
when they were chasing him by speed buff. Which, like, at that point, why are you chasing by speed buff? Your backliners should be backing. If they can't back, then there's an issue.
I do have to say this. Alonzi, 29 wards, dude.
Wow.
29.
That's a lot of words.
It's a lot of wards. It's just a few.
That is about 27 more than I've been placing.
What is it that Carius Mack needs to do going into game number 3? I mean, what did they have to do? I think I have some ideas. I think you have to let this Cthulhu go. I think Cthulhu, it's worked to some extent in that last game. You did have some like good team fights with it, but I think you do yourself a service by getting a more traditional one. And Burger played great this game on the Cthulhu. Went 4-1-9. I think it was a much better game for him. But we see Eagle again popping off here on the Yu Huang. We see
needs to go.
Maui
needs to go.
I mean, Senpai again on this Maui, just causing a ton of space created for his carries. But not only that, like just great CC following it up. So what's the plan here for Carius Mack? How do they get back into game number 3?
I think you take Eagle Woman off the Yu Huang and then hopefully find something that can suffocate what Dunk wants to play. Whether you just let him lock the tier in and then pick a Ganesh and just only Ganesh silence him when it comes to late game and not care about anybody else, just be really annoying like that. Or just limit the rest of his God pool and just take out, Tier and Guad New, because we've seen him play both those and do very well. And then after that, just cross your fingers and hope you got a good draft.
I agree. I need to grab some water because I have ran out. So I will be right back in a minute, but I will go ahead and get this set up for game number 3. And, I'm excited. These games, I will say this. I think game number 2, Carius Mack played a lot better. I think they had a lead there for a while. There was a couple hiccups along the way. But if I'm looking at that game compared to game number 1, it was a drastic turnaround for them. There was 2 team fights that just hard swung the game in Duncan's Donuts way. And, I really just think at this point, they just need to, it comes down to draft. Play has been better. It just comes down to draft.
I agree with that.
All right, I'm grabbing water. I'll be back in like 15 seconds.
Bye. All right, chat. Where do we think this goes for this next game? Mostly predictions, but not from the players in there. Obviously, because that's not fair.
So I'm assuming this is a best of 5 at this point. I didn't know that, even though he said finals. I assumed it was best of 5, but I wasn't sure.
To be fair, I also wasn't sure if it was best of 5. I knew it was. I was like, wait, because I remember there was a discussion at one point with AGL, like with captains, like, do you want best of 3s or best of 5s? Because like some people were like, yo, like it just takes too long to play a best of 5, which I understand to some extent, right? But at the end of the day, I do think it's better for a finals matchup if you can make that happen.
True.
All right, you ready to hop into game number 3?
I guess. I'm just kidding. Let's get it.
Oh no, Eagle. I mean, like that's been like from seasons ago. Like we had discussions because when I used to be an admin in AGL, we had like a discussion about should finals be best of 5. Is what I'm talking about. Like I know it's been best of 5 since I think the past 5 seasons. But early on, we had like a conversation about it as an admin team, and we talked with players and stuff. But I just couldn't remember. I was like, I think it's best of 5, but I'm not 100% sure. And I watched a lot of best of 5s this weekend. I'm just happy there's not Chronos in these games. That's what I'm happy about.
I'm just glad there's not Chronos Embracer.
God, dude. I don't think I've seen a tweet from Pro League yet.
I have not.
Oh, okay. This was a remake. At least from the lobby. So we don't know what bands were until we get into the game.
Okay, well, I can tell you what there wasn't a ban for. Tier. They went back to the Gilgamesh. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Moose is on the Gilgamesh now.
Yeah.
Moose had a game 1, right?
Hold on.
Yeah, he did, because we were talking about him having it. Yeah. Had a band skin. It happens.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so we have Person Phone. We have I was kidding. We have Persephone. Dude, if Eagle was popping off on the Yu Huang, I'm scared about Persephone, dude. The Gilgamesh, I think we'll see how Moose. I think Moose is gonna like this, especially Moose had it game 1 with the Maui, right?
Yes, I think this is kind of.
I can't believe Senpai got Maui 3 games in a row.
Playing Hades and Guan were the bands by Vicarious Mack.
Okay.
That's good bands. Though
those are good bands.
I'd rather done the tier over the Hades. I think I would have rather put Moose,
and Duncan's band Yamoja, Daji, Hunbats. Okay.
So they didn't switch anything up.
So now we have Perger on the Morgan again. And this time it's paired with a Terra, Ravana, a Muzen Cab, and Burger on the tier. So a completely new draft besides this Morgan pick. Which draft do you think works out better here? I'm looking at this Persephone. And Persephone into the Morgan, I think Persephone wins that matchup heavily.
I agree. I think that's a strong matchup for them. I also think this dual lane's not going to be very close. I think you have Maui, one of the best pressure supports in the game, alongside Cernanos, which is one of the best pressure ADCs in the game and one of the best 1v1 hunters right now.
Yeah.
So I think this lane's really strong, and they have an AMC over there and a Terra, which I think this lane just dies very quickly, very often. I'm not excited to see how this game goes for an AMC, because a certain matchup into AMC is unfun. Very unfun.
I just look
sides, because CERN just doesn't get to enjoy it.
But I'm just looking at this AMC, and I'm like, everybody on Duncan's Donuts dives this man.
He's not having fun. Yeah, he's not having fun. Neither of the ADCs are having fun, because Cernanos gets to sit there and probably kill him on cooldown and be like, this is really unfun, because like it takes no skill to root and ult this guy, because he has no way to avoid anything on top of it, so that's going to be unfun. And then the AMC is going to be here sitting there like, why did I pick this god? Because this isn't fun.
Yeah, this is a scary time for Vicarious Mack. I like the Ravana pick here, and I'm curious to see how the Terra pick goes. I'm always a huge fan of Terra. We saw how Tier went last game. And really, I'm wondering if Perger picked up this Morgan because it was just like, hey, if Persephone was picked first and you just want a way to pick anything else on their team, then you just pick the Morgan. But with those Morgan's nerfs, I just can't imagine she's feeling as good to play. I haven't played her since the nerfs, But I mean, they were very substantial onto her ultimate and stuff. I mean, it was a heavy-handed ult or a handy-handed nerf.
I feel like this draft went tier than AMC, and they bottom picked the Morgan because they didn't know where the AMC was going. If I had to take a guess,
yeah,
because that makes sense. And then probably the Terra third. Probably the Terra.
Well, let's hop into game number 3, man.
I don't know. Yeah, let's go. Let's go do it. Let's go do the thing.
Let's do this thing. You know.
Let's go talk about the dang thing.
Let's talk about Smite.
No, I refuse. I refuse. That's for a podcast.
That is for a podcast. Speaking of podcasts, if you want to go listen to a podcast, I've recorded 2 in the past days over in the Up Your Experience podcast. You can also find Maj and Bush's podcast over there. You can go to the link tree and find that if you'd like to go listen to it. There might be
recommend all of them.
I would say there might be an SPL podcast coming soon because I need to talk about what happened this weekend somewhere. I need to get it off my chest.
Yeah. Just go listen to the podcast. They're really good. I very much so enjoy them during my working day.
Hey, I appreciate it, man.
Mahjons make me giggle because we'll sit there and have very different opinions about football teams, mostly the Cowboys. But Cowboys.
That's it's funny because what I like to do is I like to DM Majin after I hear his picks and be like, yeah, I would have picked this instead, and then I'm just right about that one pick.
Yep.
And he's like, and he'll give me the whole analytics on it, and I always enjoy that.
I would love when he gives me the analytics. It makes me feel so good. Like, I'll sit there and listen, and he'll send me it, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I like that. But I do have one question for you. Are you okay after the Cowboys-Vikings game?
No, I was not, dude. Okay, here's the deal. All right, as a Vikings fan, all right, we're in unprecedented territory, okay? We haven't been this good in a long time. And when that Cowboys game
was bad.
that weekend, I was like, yo, we're gonna lose this game, and I was okay with that. I was okay. I had a feeling we were gonna lose. I didn't have a feeling that we were gonna get absolutely slaughtered, like just not show up.
Ready for that?
Like, I thought it was at least gonna be a good game, but it wasn't.
It was gonna be a one-score game. I 100% thought it was gonna be like a 3-point game. And my brother texted me before the game, and he goes, "Yeah, I have the Cowboys winning by 30 today." I'm like, "You're insane. You're actually insane." And then they won by 30, and I'm like, "Huh." Maybe he can see the Matrix.
My favorite quote after the game by a buddy of mine that's a Vikings fan, he goes, in solidarity with the Vikings, I will go to work tomorrow and not do anything. Because that's what they did. And yeah, man, it was a time. But I mean, like yesterday, we're up like 20-3, and we just let the Jets come back into the game and act like they're, just better than us.
Yeah, that one was tough. It could have been worse. The Cowboys-Vikings game could have looked like the Cowboys game yesterday, and that one was...
Yeah, I live in Tennessee.
And whoa.
Yeah, I live in Tennessee, and I always get made fun of for being a Vikings fan. And when I went to school this morning, no one said anything to me. None of my students. They're like, I was like, I said something. I was like, man, your Titans look a little bit like my Vikings against them Cowboys, baby. And they're like, we don't want to talk about it. I was like, yeah, that's what I figured. I wouldn't want to talk about it either.
Yeah, that was just not close.
It was a time for sure.
I made a tweet the other day, and I was really happy with it because I was like, look, the NFC East is good. The Eagles beat the Titans, which was awesome. The Cowboys absolutely rolled. And then the Commanders and the Giants are also very good. They just couldn't decide who needed to win this week. So I
saw that tweet. I think I liked it. I was like, that's a good tweet. That's a good one right there.
That was good.
It was good.
I was happy with that part. I don't even remember who the Cowboys played. It was so bad.
Who did they play yesterday? I actually don't remember. I need to go look. I'm looking it up. Don't worry, I got you.
It was the Colts.
Oh,
It was the Colts.
Yeah, Jeff Saturday's Colts, baby.
Because I remember watching last week and sitting there going, man, it must be hard being a Colts fan because this is heartbreaking.
It's so hard.
It was like so back and forth. And then this week, I'm like, yeah, no, it's definitely hard being a Colts fan.
I kept like looking at the Colts games, and last week when they almost won, I was like, dude, no shot. Jeff Saturday, no coaching experience at the college or NFL level at all, comes in and wins 2 back-to-back games. No way. That's insane.
I think he's fine. I think he's been doing great.
I actually think he's a good coach.
Awful. I think the Colts just played awful in the second half.
Yeah,
mostly Matt Ryan.
I think the team's just not as good. On paper, they look good, but they're just not showing up.
We'll talk about that another time.
Yeah,
We're in Smite
let's
now.
let's
This
hop
game.
into Smite, dude. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Alonzi getting aggressed on early here, and Alonzi now in trouble against Senpai. They're level 2. That level 1, the shell's already gone. If the pull lands, oh, there's the cripple. The pull doesn't come through. Alonzi gets to live to see another wave.
Surprisingly, because that's exactly how I figured that was going to go.
Oh no!
Like,
Oh, that's a huge play by Burger to be able to get out there. And now this game, the junglers are getting aggressive over the solo lane early. We have not seen this in game 1 or 2. And it's a 2v2 fight. They're looking to brawl it out here. They're wanting first blood early in this game. They're not wanting to wait for 7 minutes in. They're wanting to see who can get it now. And a great route here by Haujin onto Dunk. And Burger's chasing it down. I don't know if it's going to be enough damage to confirm anything. And nope, that's not the way it goes. Luckily, the minions decide not to run into the jungle with Haujin, because, you know, typically that's what minions do.
I wouldn't hate to see Duncan's Donuts play super aggressive this game either. They're up 2 games to none in a best of 5. They have a game to play with. They could be a little loosey-goosey with it and get in there and be a little over-aggressive sometimes. I wouldn't be upset by that at all.
No, they definitely have that in their favor. You don't have to play cautious in this 2-0 environment, where we've seen the past couple games where we've seen the cautious play, the right play to be made, you know, it slowing the game down, making sure that you're going to be able to win. In this case, like, you have a lead, like, just play aggressive, and that's what they're looking to do. Moose on the early rotation, the level 3 gank coming through. Can it result in anything? No, the kick is off the mark. Unfortunate.
That Monolith's still up too, so I don't think Alonzi's moving anywhere.
Oh, I don't think
that
so
kick
either,
hits.
but I just wanted to see the kick and then her just be like, haha, funny, and not go anywhere.
That would have been so entertaining. And oh, yeah, no, this is not good. He's now the AMC, good beads. That keeps him alive. That's the difference between First Blood and a safe AMC right there.
Yeah, that was an insane beats right there to be able to live. In fact, that timing had to have been pixel perfect. I mean, it went off right as the kick connected. That was an insane play there. Great beats. But this is what I was worried about, is Eagle is just standing at the tower line of Perger here, poking away as this Persephone. And once those plants get put down, you know, people forget the plants can go through walls, man. You can set those up and then fire them over into the mid tower and pick up a kill. There's a lot of usefulness in these Persephone's plants. As many people that think her kit isn't as good as it was before, it's a good kit, man.
God is still very strong. People are just very frustrated that she is strong, and they just want her to be broken strong. But only
Yeah.
for good players. That's the difference.
Yeah.
And that's no fun. The biggest win in all of that, though, was the speed steal. How he got all the way back there, still the speed. That's just a shot to the ego. Moose bumming it around here in the duo lane. That's just tough.
And here's good damage onto Senpai here, but I don't think it's going to result in anything. They just get to step back and farm away. Alonzi now getting a good ward in there so they can know when Moose is coming, but Moose is going to take a while to get anywhere with this lack of a speed buff.
Yeah, unfun for him, man. Well, I'm excited to see what his tier 5 item is this time. If he gets to double it down with the bow again, or if he gets something better. I didn't catch what Howdy got last game. I didn't see him sell anything for his Erendite, so I'm wondering if he got Gem of Fate, and if so, he is the luckiest person on this planet, because that is the best item you can get on Gilgamesh.
I'm kind of hoping they get like tier 1 earring.
Oh, that'd be funny. I don't know. I feel like you just go into
You go Mana Course, 100%.
Yeah. Surely you just go straight into that.
You just go Mana Course, Glad Shield, and then call it a day.
Hidden Dagger would be the worst one. I take that back.
Oh.
At least they can call it Oboe is better. You just can't do anything with the crit one. Unless you're crazy. Then in that case, fine. But I don't think he's crazy.
I'm just thinking about all the itemization that you could possibly get that just makes you go, why? Why this game do I get this item?
It's just the bow or the hidden dagger. If you get either of those two, you're just an unlucky Gilga player. That's it. Anything else you can work with. Anything else you can work with.
I love the passive though. It's such a cool fun
passive
thing to play around, but also just I don't want it. Sometimes feels memey, like the game's messing with you based off what you get.
True.
But I mean, look at the aggression here by Haujin. Now it's evading the red buff. The speed buff's back up. I'm not gonna be surprised as Haujin decides to go for the purple here. Is gonna go for a gank on the duo lane. Haujin been much more active this game than last. Just all up in these camps trying to get, you know, any type of farm they can stolen away. Gets one of the minis, gets the second mini, goes back in for it. Oh, I love it, dude. I love it. Goes in for the second mini. Feeling good, dude. Just denying any farm possible.
And that's just so valuable for him, too. You know, just getting in there and getting a little bit extra farm, too, before getting out. Sure, you burn your ultimate, but are you really needing that currently?
And look at this. Burger makes the rotation. Yeah. They're looking for Eagle, and Eagle is going to be the one that falls for rotation. First blood. And that's a huge rotation at Burger this game. And last game had the early rotation, too. It picked up the first blood both games. This is a great play here for Carrius Mack. And what I was going to say before this is, you know, they already had an 800 gold lead without first blood. They've been much more active on the map this game, invading camps and working on getting this gold lead going, and they're doing a great job of it. Carrius Mack looking like a different team in this game number 3, coming out with a lot more aggression. And that's the one thing to talk about. We talked about Duncan's Donuts playing a little bit more loosey-goosey and, like, you know, being able to play aggressive, being up 2-0. But for Carrius Mack, it's like, dude, we've thrown everything else at the wall, nothing's sticking. Let's just go hard and be super aggressive and see what happens, because what else do you have to lose? It's game 3.
It really is. The backs are against the wall as well, and they definitely know it. They definitely want to keep making those plays. Moose being really far forward right now. He should be just fine. Burger is going to get peeled off for just a moment of time, but now Burger is the one that could be getting up there, but a really good stun from Senpai gets 3 of them.
Oh, but Senpai might fall here because the dash is down, and there it is. Burger gets a kill, and that's 2 kills in favor of Carrius Mack now. And Carrius Mack just looking good. Haugen gets aggressive. Oh. I don't know how Moose got out there, dude. I literally don't know. That was so close. But Winston Samash comes through to try to help free Dunk here, but I don't know really if that was needed. I think free Dunk could have got out either way. What I'm curious about is what's going on over here in the carry lane. But look at this. Look at what Eagle's doing. Eagle's walking up to the red buff, and the ult comes through. Oh, off the mark. No. Unfortunate. And that might be the life of Eagle. No, Haugen's not going to be able to get there on time because the blink is down. Back over in the duo lane. They're just both farming away, not really doing anything crazy here.
I'm surprised slightly that Eagle Woman didn't die there. I thought they had a little bit more CC still up for LNZ, but I guess they didn't.
I thought Eagle was dead
for sure, though.
I thought Eagle was dead.
I feel like they should have definitely fallen. Missing that ultimate really, really hurts. But, you know, you'll have it back up here shortly. You can look for it again. But it's starting to now drop 2 levels down, just like that. And that's where it's going to start becoming an issue. LNZ being able to get a little bit of a level lead as well, just from these invades that they have going on. And I'm pretty sure CJ has the slight advantage right now over Carrier Snow, but I need to see him push this lead. Cernos is one of those characters that is very good at 1v1s. And Carrier Snow doesn't have lifesteal within his kit. It's just off the passive hive healing. And Cernos has it in his one, and then on top of the Devourer's Gauntlet that he's bringing. Like, there's no reason to not just get in there. Sure, you're probably going to catch a stinger, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, CJ, I think, does have the advantage here, especially with the Transcendence not being stacked for Carrier Snow. So CJ really just needs, I think, try to push this whenever possible. But it really would help if someone could come over and help with the gank just to speed that process up. And maybe we get it here sooner rather than later. We haven't seen a wild hunt or anything come out here. It's really just been passive farming on the waves. And look at this. It's Alonzi that makes the rotation over to duo. Looking for something. It's not really anything for Alonzi to find right now. But, you know, this Morgan is a level and a half or so ahead for Perger. That's going to be feeling really good. If Morgan gets a lead, man, it feels good, especially into a Persephone that you're being able to hold down. And I'm just curious about who is the target Perger wants to transform into this game. Oh my goodness, Eagle just gets deleted. Holy, dude. That was insanely fast. Moose kicks the minions, lands them into Perger, but it's not going to mean anything. A red buff invade is going to come in off of this, and really, we should be looking towards the Gold Fury. I don't know why we're not. I mean, you get a huge pick there on Eagle. There's not going to be an ultimate that can come through for that damage and holding you in place. But instead, they just go for the red buff invade, and now they just walk away.
So ironically enough, I think the best secure on Duncan's Donuts is actually going to be the Wild Hunt from CJ.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I don't think this ultimate from Eagle Woman is going to really do too much besides hold everybody in an area for a Wild Hunt to hit on top of that. So I get the idea, oh, we can't really pull it yet because we have the Cernunos dead, but then at that point, you should just go over here and try to gank the Cernunos and get him out of the picture if possible. One thing I do hate about this lane, though, is the Cernunos, the ADC, picking up the Scepter. It's just so much more valuable on the roaming support who's going to get more damage to be able to clear their camps. They'll be able to put more pressure on just about everything else in this game. So the fact that the ADC has it, it means that it doesn't do a whole lot over here. You're able to clear the wave with one ability. You're able to clear everything else pretty much with one ability, a couple autos. It's not even to do too much for you in a 1v1 situation. Like, just put it on your support and let them go use it.
I don't know. I mean, I think the way this match has been going over here, where the AMC's really been able to walk up, clear wave, and walk away. In some ways, I think if you hit that, if you get the bramble blast, and then you're just able to dash in, the Scepters can at least keep them in combat to slow them down. But I agree, give it to the support in this case. Let them use it as needed. And my big thing is you pick off the person that can hold everybody in the wild hunt there. I mean, you have to either go kill Kurnanos or you pull the neutral objective. I'm just really surprised that you see that, you know, if Persephone lands it even on a wall, it's going to hold those targets in place. Wild Hunt pops off, dude. And then, you know, what was it? I think earlier this year, was it the end of last season where they made it where it damages objectives now? It's going to do damage. It's going to confirm what you need it to. But early on, the Kurnos' original kit did not do damage to objectives, which is wild to me.
Yeah, that's what used to make him not a very good character, is that he was kind of useless. He had an un-CC mutant ult that did nothing but transform people and do a little bit of damage. Now he can actually confirm objectives. And now he does a lot of damage because of how his one kit has been changed just slightly. And the items that, oh man, this character, did you know he gets like 45% lifesteal when he's got his one and devs fully done? Yeah, that's fun and fair and balanced, by the way.
Yeah, it's insane. And look at this. I mean, Duncan's Donuts had to bring, like, what, 4 people over to red buff? 3 people over to red buff to confirm it? And here's the 1v1 we've been waiting for, and it results in both ADCs being half health. Who is going to fall, though? Alonzi's on the way. Moose is on the way. But look at the company being brought in by Duncan's Donuts. They're bringing in the whole shebang. Eagle fires the ult. It's off the mark. Curious Snow does pick up a kill here onto Moose, but Moose returns the kill. It's a 1-for-1. Perger on the way. Haugen on the way. And now Duncan's Donuts is trying to retreat. Oh my goodness, Burger is here too. I expect the dash in, and there it is. The teleport coming through. They're trying to turn this around, but Duncan's Donuts is in trouble. Eagle falls again to Perger, who ults into the Ravana, and now it's a 3v4. Lost track of CJ there for a second, but Free Dunk goes in. They're trying to turn this around. Free Dunk creating a lot of space for his carry. Perger in trouble here, but now Haugen comes in, gets a root off, make sure there's not going to be any more aggression onto Perger, and they get to back off. Huge play there by Curious Mack to be able to get the counter engagement there and make it a 2-for-1. But Perger cannot be standing around, dude. Perger has to get out.
So unlucky from Dunk there. I don't think he was able to see that transformation come through, so wasn't able to quite catch that up. Might have been able to save his blink there.
Yeah.
But all of that for a 2-for-1. All of that for 3 people dying. Only 3. Everybody's over here and just absolutely nothing.
Yep. I mean, I was expecting with the way the positioning was coming through there that we were going to get something crazy, but nothing. Very, very, very chill times, you know? Get a couple picks. We'll just go back to farming.
They get the Scorpions. Cool. I just feel like they could have gone an objective off the back end of that. And especially if Dunk's to be able to blink into that mid lane like that, like, you know you have space, right? Like, he's going to chase somebody out. You have space. CJ was not under duress there. They could have sent CJ and Moose, or CJ and Senpai, who was the ones live. But now look, Curious Mack at the Gold Fury, because they understand where everybody's at and they're able to play around it.
Yeah, this is a 4,000 gold lead for Curious Mack. I mean, it's pretty heavy right now at 14 minutes. This has just been a very aggressive game by them. And the Hives come through. Moose gets shredded down and put down by Perger. And now they're getting aggressive. The Ravana ult comes through here. Perger getting aggressive with these transformations, looking for more. They've already gotten a Gold Fury. They got a kill. And now they're looking to try to get more off of it. And I'm afraid they might get too aggressive here. They might end up trading one out, and it's not really worth it. And Free Dunk gets a great ultimate in here onto Perger. Perger has to Aegis, but can Perger get away? Oh, what a great ult by Senpai. Alonzi has to ult as well to try to do something here. And Senpai trying to run away. There comes the Shell. The Shell will save the life of Senpai. No! Perger comes in and puts him down for the double kill. Great play there by Burger to get back in there. They get the tier 1 tower, and this becomes a 2-for-0 and a Gold Fury. Huge swing for Curious Mack, and now it's a Pyromancer too. We were talking about a 4,000 gold lead, but this is going to be 5,000 to 6,000 by the time this is all done and over with, unless Free Dunk can, pick up a steal here. Free Dunk is there, looking for it. Can the confirmation come through? No, Curious Mack, get it. Moose is back, and Moose blinks in, looking for something. Curious Snow is in trouble here, but the gap can't be closed any further by Moose. They're gonna get out. Curious Mack lived to see another day. And man, what an unfortunate series of events there for Moose and Free Dunk. Not being able to, steal the objective away or pick up a kill on the back side of that. Whew,
that is
crazy
so
times.
Unlucky that they weren't able to get all the way back in there and find that kill, but really good objective pull from Curious Mack once more, and now another kill for them. 9-1 on this scoreline, Blaze. This tier is looking so good, and we talked about it last game of Free Dunk just having a fantastic game on a tier, being so annoying and so frustrating to play against. But this is kind of the opposite script of the same tune. Burger is getting in there, but instead of being just annoying, he's just straight up killing everybody about it. He's just getting in there going, yep, nope, you're coming on the tower. Oh, you're just dead already. Like, it's just all that it is. The only difference is he's taking a lot more damage than what Free Dunk was last game.
Yeah, I mean, level leads across the board here for Curious Mack. 2 levels in solo, jungle, mid. I mean, that's huge. CJ is making a rotation now for this red buff. Make sure they can confirm it. But, I mean, this is just a completely different playstyle here for Curious Mack. It's incredible to watch. The one problem that we have is I don't know what he got, or if Moose has picked up his item.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no idea. I'm looking at it like maybe it was, but no, I have no idea what his item was. I'm also surprised that CJ hasn't been pushing this advantage over here. He's had a lead for the majority of the game, and he has crit, so I don't see why he wouldn't be pushing it. But now, I mean, with Perger being over here, it makes more sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's like CJ wants to push up and try to push the lead, but just gets afraid of who's coming over after that rotation earlier. And understandable, but at some point you have to make use of this Kernanos and what he's good at. And he's good at 1v1s. I mean, that's the thing. He's good at, doing a team fight rotation and shredding an objective down. You have to make up, what you're doing here. And now, look at this. Burger is just walking around. Oh my god, the juke shoes for Burger, dude. He stopped and they missed him. And then he blinks in. No. What an insane play. Burger is nuts, dude.
He's really good, but now Allen's the one. He's going to be the one trying to back out of this fight. Doesn't matter if your Burger's got the juke shoes or not. You got to be the one that's being very careful. Because if somebody else gets picked out, they're going to be the ones in trouble, such as Howdy.
And we need to watch, on the left side here, Kara Snow gets a tier 1 tower during all this because CJ backed. So advantage is going over here. I mean, still a level deficit for Kara Snow, but that tower isn't feel good for the rest of the team here. Moose getting jumped on and just gets deleted by Burger and company. And now Free Dunk is just chasing down Burger, trying to finish out this kill. Is not going to be able to do so. Ends up having to walk away with the rest of the team here. And Curious Mack pick up yet another kill in their scoreline. Now Burger getting aggressive here for some extra farm, but could be in a little bit of trouble. Ends up having to dash away and get out. But man, I mean,
go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say, what do you think the difference is this game, man? I mean, it's just like a completely different team came out.
It really does. They had to have their warm-up game first, everyone. You see the ADCs on each other's side of the map might actually be something that's really impactful. Great ultimate, though, from the Persephone for right now, but Burger's going to be able to Lawbringer himself right out, and now CJ is the one that has to be very careful on this left side of the map. He might be the one that gets picked and falls. He'll end up falling to Kara Snow, which I was going to say before we got into this. This is going to come down to the ADCs rotating in. Whichever one rotates and has the better impact is going to win this game because it's been so even and it's just barely in favor of Curious Mack. And I think Cernnos is going to be the better ADC in these team fights. But if he gets put down like this to the AMC, and the AMC can now start rotating freely, Curious Mack are in a really good spot to win this game.
I mean, they finally pick up Burger. There's that. They get the shutdown onto the tier.
That's huge.
But, I mean, Curious Mack has been acting like they got the cheat codes, dude. I mean, they've just been absolutely where they need to be at the exact time they need to be there, and is just making it look easy this game. But to be fair, they've been able to get out of a lot of sticky situations where they haven't ended up dropping, deaths to Duncan's Donuts. So things have been going their way. These team fights could end up swinging at any point. But we're talking about, 7,300 gold difference in favor of Curious Mack. That's substantial at 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's a lot of gold to be down, especially at this point in the game. That's going to be a couple items in certain places. It could be an entire item lead, such as in the solo lane, Manticore Spike's done. Again, a cheaper build as well for Burger than for Free Dunk. But it's what we're talking about, this gold lead, it can be becoming problems as these games go on, having different items. Or if you step out of position like Senpai just did, it can result in way more damage than you're ready for. He can't get over that wall.
No, but not only that, his dash is down. He's going to die. I mean, like, he had Burger coming down the other side of it. He was going to die. The real question, I guess, what we have to ask ourselves is, what is Duncan's Donuts win condition? How do they get back into this game?
Was having CJ just trying to 1v1 Karasno over in this duo side, but now he's 2 levels down. It's going to be so difficult. They need to find a really good team fight around a massive Persephone ultimate. That's going to be pretty much what it is. They're going to have to catch something off in one of these corridors. You have to either pick off Allenzy or hope that they aren't in this team fight, because if that Terra ultimate gets off, we've seen it. Moose has evaporated before. Eagle Woman's evaporated before. They have to know where this Terra is, because if she gets her ultimate off, it's probably going to spell the right on the wall for them.
I mean, and look, the amount of this farming that Karasno has done, 5 items in, feeling pretty good. Obviously, it's not a crit build, but it is a very heavy ability-based damage build. If this AMC gets into team fights, dude, it's going to be swinging.
It is, and Dunk's ultimate is not going to last very long either if he does drop that Sentinel of Zeus. He catches a stinger right off of it. That shield's pretty much going to evaporate almost immediately. I'm kind of surprised Karasno went for Heartseeker before the Titan's Bane. I just feel like you get the extra 20% pen on top of Titan's Bane will feel just a little bit better, but the Heartseeker is going to be hitting just fine. It's just a little bit more expensive, so I'm surprised to see that. But now this is going to be a really good way to get this ADC matchup caught back up if they get this pick. Yeah, there's the Winds of Samash coming through. Beats Aegis for Karasno. Turns around a kill onto him. Insane, but now CJ gets the kill on Karasno, beating the Burger, but Burger is here, and Burger is doing a good bit of damage. I don't think... Is he going to be able to finish off the ADC? He's chasing him down like he has it, but I'm not so sure that CJ can't end up turning this around, especially with the amount of lifesteal. Great Aegis there. And it's coming down to this 1v1 between the carry and the solo. And right now, things are swinging in favor of CJ ever so slightly. Burger isn't letting this go. Finally ends up walking away. But man, CJ just unmoved by the solo being over there. Just says, hey, I'll fight you. I don't care. And you love to see it when your ADC just, is willing to stand in there and fight. I was so nervous he was going to lose that. He had lost his speeds pretty much right on that purple buff. And all it took was one more Fearless to connect. Couldn't hit the Bramble Blast either to cripple out the tiers, so those Fearlesses were coming straight through. And if you can catch all of that, this Cerno should die. Now Eagle Woman has a good shot to get Burger. That was a really good ultimate. Great damage on the Burger here. And now Duncans are starting to swing a little bit. They got that nice pick over in the duo lane. And they're following up some damage here. Yes, the Persephone ult is down, but they forced out Burger. But Burger decided not to back. Finally is backing now. I mean, this could be problematic for Curious Mack if they get caught out on wards about where everybody is. I mean, Burger is on the left side of the map still as this tier. Which I guess they're just going to say, hey, he can just teleport over. But still, I mean, it's a strange predicament. I mean, look at Moose, though. Moose has decided to make the rotation. They're converging over here onto Burger, but this is a free fire for Curious Mack if that's the way this is going to go. And Duncan's Donuts nowhere to be found. Free Dunk, staying in the mid lane, considered walking into the jungle, but decided not to. And Burger might fall, should fall, does fall. But it doesn't matter. Curious Mack get a Fire Giant off of it. And they're going to have to make a lot of progress onto this tier 2 tower for Duncan's Donuts. It looks like they're running straight towards it. They're trying to do some type of counteraction here for that Fire Giant. But Curious Mack said, hey, forget that. We're just going to go to the mid tier 2, and we got a little bit of a base race going here, Killjoy. Oh, please. This is how this set needs to end. It's just a final base race. That would be the story of this set. But it doesn't look like Curious Mack want to commit to doing the base race. They're going to go ahead and back. I think it's gone though.
I don't. Yeah, I almost think you just commit, dude.
You either have to.
They have to get something off this
right away.
Oh,
really good
great
ultimate.
ult.
Save it out. Senpai should just die here and use the ultimate, or as soon as he comes through this corridor, like just let your team get out, and that's so big.
That's exactly what he does here. Primal Fury is up. I don't think Duncan's Donut should look for it. Haljan ends up picking up Senpai.
Just got no one to pull that zip cord on their support, and it was really good from Duncan's Donuts to say, hey, look, support's dead. Though I think that Senpai should have used it before they walked through that corridor, because he did pull the rest of Carius Mack through that little area. Because the idea of using the ultimate is you don't want the rest of Carius Mack to come through. You want absolutely nobody to be able to chase your team, and you just die for it. But he let them get through, so it becomes now this, can they get this Phoenix? Are they going to be able to return one of these towers, anything like that?
And look at this positioning here. It's a 4-1 split by Carius Mack here. You know, Burger in the mid lane should be able to start pressuring out that tier 2, possibly get it. And the rest are over here on this Phoenix, looking to try to poke it out. But really just bought time for Burger to push up and deal with the wave, and that's a mid tier 2 in their favor now. There's 2 birds now exposed to Carius Mack here.
On the left?
But they have to be careful. I mean, this left side lane, the Phoenix is down.
Stinger.
And on the right
Stinger
side, they're
down.
about to lose a tower. Stinger is down.
This fight isn't really good for Carius Mack at this
No,
point.
it's not.
They've lost really good damage off of their Stinger. If they're going to split this up like they are, I think it really does need to be the jungler over in that mid lane and let Tyr do exactly what he's doing now, is get into this little pocket over here and force the differentiation between where the rest of the teams are, and now it just allows him to walk.
Eagle hits a crazy ult onto Burger. Moose is there. The Wild Hunt connects onto Haljan. Free Dunk picks up kill. Moose picks up a kill. Haljan's in trouble. That's a double for Moose. CJ picks up a kill. Haljan is down. And now it's Burger versus all of Duncan. And here's the question. Why aren't they just running down the left lane?
Get the mid tower.
Yeah, get the mid. Go ahead. Okay,
That's it. It's just, you don't need to take this Phoenix when you get there. Just go straight through it, and this game should be over. I don't mind them picking up mid T1 on their way through. I don't know if you need to really try to get T2, but if you're
They're gonna
really
take it.
quick,
They're
you
gonna
might as
take
well.
it. Yeah, I mean,
They
you
won't
have this
be able to
Kurnanos.
at this
Just
point.
shred it down. Yeah, you end the game.
I think they can now. Allen's
I don't think they're not going to. Yeah.
They get Burger and Carius now. They get the Phoenix, and that'll be about it.
I mean, that's still huge, though. You have a left and, mid Phoenix on separate cooldowns. Burger getting shredded here. They decide not to go for the bird.
You can't chase.
You have to focus this Phoenix down.
They finally
Lonesy's
come-
here, but and I don't think Lonesy's going to be able to dissuade them from doing this. Burger might be able to, though.
That's the problem.
Oh, my goodness. Great pick there. And now the mid lane bird is down. And Duncan's Donuts has to just absolutely retreat out of here. And it might be another situation where Senpai has to sacrifice the life as a Maui. But no, it's Winds of Samash might be able to save them here. Haljan gets a great root off. Eagle trying to turn around some damage. This is a problem. Senpai dies to Lonesy. And Carius Mack is literally running this down. But look where Burger is. Burger has teleported in looking for something. Haljan picks up a kill. Duncan now in trouble. Eagle is down. CJ was able to get the back off. Is going to be able to regen some health here. But Free Dunk, I don't think is going to get out with the life on the Nike. Maybe does? Insane play by Dunk.
Oh, that's so big.
Oh, this is huge. That is insane. CJ, Wild Hunt comes through. Carius Snow is gone. Burger is the next on the menu, but instead, Burger turns it around. Burger falls, or Burger picks up the kill onto CJ. What is happening in this game right now? Just an absolute arena match happening all across the map. Burger trying to get away with his life. Moose and Free Dunk are chasing this down. The left-hand bird has respawned, but there's fire minions pouring in as Burger had to back to try to save it, but they're looking for Burger. Burger falls to Moose, and now you have Free Dunk and Moose running towards the Titan. They're trying to put this game in the books. They want to win this finals. Fire minions are with them, but I think they need to go to Fire Giant.
Just go to Fire. It's so much safer. You have so much time. CJ's up in 20. Just go to Fire Giant. Get the EFG. Go down right lane, send one left, and get it done.
And look at Alonzi trying to defend it, but it's not going to be enough. Burger is here, though. Oh, my God. Moose. Goodbye.
Oh, no.
Moose is gone. Free Dunk is here trying to turn around some damage on the Burger. Is able to confirm some. but they have to get out. Duncan's Donuts cannot be here any longer. Mack has proved that they could possibly end this game if they stay around. And what's crazy is this game has swung in favor of Duncan's Donuts at this point, able to returning some of that gold lead, getting these Phoenixes down. It's just been an absolute crazy fever dream of fights across the map.
They just need to go straight over to Fire Giant. Like, just go fight around Fire Giant. If you have a full 5-on-5, this is going to go straight in your favor. Getting that left-hand Phoenix was actually really important that they got right there. Because now when Moose comes back up, those fire waves will continuously be pouring down and not just 1 or 2 more waves when Moose is dead. They were able to get it, so they're going to have that continuous flow of that fire in that left side. They're going to be able to take a fight around this Fire Giant, either a 5-on-4 or a 5-on-5 with that Titan under half HP, and they could just win off minions. But if Senpai gets picked, they're in a really bad spot.
Yeah, Senpai looks to be in a little bit of trouble here, but there comes the Bramble Blast. Senpai is going to be able to walk away. CJ peeling for his support like a good ADC, dude.
Obviously, the ADCs are the best players.
Oh no, CJ in trouble. No. Beads, Aegis comes through, but I don't know if it's going to save the life. The Wild Hunt comes through, but he gets put down by Houchin. CJ stepped a little bit too far forward with no one with him. Eagle ults, but doesn't really connect where they want to here. There's the beads from Eagle. Eagle running away here. Eagle is put down by Kara Snow. Moose is in the backline, super low. Moose is getting poked out, could end up falling here. They're looking for Moose. Moose running away, ends up getting out. Absolutely insane play here. Mack. All 5 are up, and they're looking, they're backing. They want to pull this enhanced Fire Giant, just ticking over 2 minutes ago. But Free Dunk stops the back of Burger, says, no, you're not going anywhere. You're going to stay here and fight me. And Pyromancer will go the way, because they had the back. They had to send Kara Snow back for waves. There's fire waves on their Titan. The only thing they could get was Pyromancer, but they have to clear these waves.
Send your mage, not your
I know.
Fire Giant dealer, man. What is going on?
Oh,
you don't need everyone to go back and do this, because now Duncan's Donuts, they were on the back foot. This game could have been over. Mack going to get this EFG, but now it's going to be a 5-on-5 around EFG once more. And honestly, Duncan's Donuts can start this up right now and start doing damage to it. CJ's almost there. This Fire Giant could go very quickly for Mack.
Yeah, I mean, this is insane for Mack. They have to push out these waves. I get it, but I mean, they're not here. The whole team's not here. Duncan's Donuts is. Houchin's the first one being looked at here, and Houchin is in trouble, having to retreat, but it gets blinked in on. Moose is trying to end this game. He wants out of here, kicks them in, wins the Samash is there. Free Dunk ends up jumping in here. Alonzi trying to make space, but that is a root. They get a good amount of damage off Eagle. The ult is slightly off the mark yet again, but now look at the turnaround here. Burger's in the back line. Moose almost gets put down, but again gets out by 1 HP almost, and now it's Burger getting chased down, put down by Free Dunk. It's an absolute bloodbath yet again. These fights are sloppy, but man, are they entertaining as Free Dunk comes in on the backside and gets to walk through the whole entire team of Mack. I don't even think he took any damage.
Yeah, he had his blink off there. He was able to get right on through there, just bring him back over. But now everyone's backing once more. So this Fire Giant advantage that they have, they're losing slowly parts of it because they're not just going to go start it back up and take the advantage when they have it. Granted, they just need to come back and do it because Burger is not going to be here. He's on the left side of the map, dealing with the fire waves that are over here. The rest of the team just needs to go to Fire Giant. It is too late to just give up a Fire Giant at this point. These fights have been too close, and an EFG is going to just boost that team just ever so slightly. They haven't even started yet, and now Kara Snow and Allenzies are here.
Yep, I mean, and this is what you have to worry about is for Duncan's Donuts. It's like they can trickle in, like they're not burning it fast enough, but they're on the Fire Giant now. They're telling Mack, you want this? Come and get it. You're gonna have to fight in the Fire Giant pit. We're sending out people to zone. CJ will shred this. Alonzi comes through with the ultimate. They have to back off. They unleash fire, but look at this. Burger on the right side looking for something. Houchin dives Eagle. Eagle had to beat Aegis out of that, and now it's Senpai getting converged on by 3. Has the leap to be able to get out. CJ picks up Burger on the right side, and now Houchin in trouble. trouble, gets kicked in by Moose and had to jump out. This is the fight that Duncan's Donuts wanted, but it's not clean. Mack can still turn this around. Free Dunk has to back off, and Duncan's Donuts are repositioning here. They're getting aggressed on, so they know they have to back off. Their health pools are not enough to sustain a fight, and look at this. It is backing, trying to save the Phoenixes here by Mack. This is the go button. They see the tier isn't there. They know it's just Free Dunk. Or sorry, it's just Karis Snow and Lindsay there, and now Lindsay is in trouble. Very low. They need someone to turn onto this Terra. Karis Snow pass back to the support. Can't get there. Gets put down, and now Lindsay has to get out. This is the Fire Giant pull if you ever had it. This is the time during this game to be able to actually confirm it. Lindsay is backing. Do they go for the steal? I don't think so, but man, it would be the time for go for it. Haugen looking for it. Doesn't confirm it. Is now going to be in trouble. Could die here. Great CC immunity comes through, but it's not enough. The right side is going to be aggressed on here by Duncan's Donuts, and it's going to be a very long defense for Mack to get their whole entire team back up as all 5 of Duncan's Donuts push down this right side. Look at where Burger's positioning is, though. Looking behind, looking to see if he can do something on this tier. Can he catch out the carries and put them down? Alonzi getting shredded. Burger goes in, looking for CJ. Picks up CJ. Absolutely insane play here by Burger. Out of his mind. Moose is taking the Phoenix, gets jumped in by Burger. Now they're having to retreat. Duncan's Donuts cannot confirm the Phoenix. They have to back off.
I can't believe they're still unable to get the bird at the end of it. You have to know where Burger is at all times on this tier. He's been blinking, he's been lobbering over walls behind you the entire game. Senpai was a good 30-40 feet back. He should be able to see that tier coming and say, there's a tier behind us, guys, and everyone should turn, blow the tier up. They had an advantage. They had 5-on-3 for 40 seconds, and they're still not able to get this Phoenix. Fabulous defense from Mack. That was out of this world. Great play from Burger. He's the one that sets it all up. And this Terra ultimate, we've seen it time and time again this game. It is just allowing their team to blow up Duncan's Donuts. These backliners can't live because of how fast they're dying. CJ still has both his relics. He didn't use either of them in that team fight, which could be credit to say that could have been very different had he relic the tier damage and the Terra damage. If he had set off, that game probably ends. But nevertheless, he still dies in that situation, which allows a team to not be able to do anything else, and such a great defense from Mack.
I mean, just insane defense. And what's crazy is Mack has the gold lead this whole time. That's what's wild about all this. They've had to be able to advantage of being able to stay ahead in itemization, and not only that, upgrading relics and all that good stuff. But man, this back and forth is insane. I mean, when you're sitting here as these teams, what do you tell your teammates? I mean, what are you saying? What's the win condition at this point? The win condition is we have to win one of these insane fights.
It really is, and it depends which team you're looking at. If you're looking at Mack, you just say, Burger, just keep doing what you're doing. Get one of these really good engagements. They're just firing on all cylinders, Mack is. They're just getting beat on just very sloppy engagements that the rest of their team is having. They're stepping up 1v1, 2v1s, and somehow finding damage and kills out of it, but it doesn't seem like they're playing together. It feels like a ranked game of, there's 3 different fights going on. If Mack are able to find a cohesive, consistent fight, they're probably going to win the team fight, because CJ and Eagle Woman are getting blown up so fast between Howdy and Burger.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't the same thing that we saw in the Yu Huang. This Persephone, I mean, it's getting good damage off, but it's having a hard time staying alive this game. I mean, I have to give it to Burger. This Morgan I thought could be at a risk, and it's been very good this game. Alonzi goes in with the ultimate, gets a good root off, and there's Burger, followed up by Moose, and Burger takes a ton of damage here, has to back out, and there it goes. Eagle connects the ultimate, and this is the go button for Duncan's Donuts. Burger's been pushed out. They know they can go in on this Phoenix now. Wild Hunt comes through. Eagle picks up the kill on Haugen. Burger is gone. Double kill for Eagle here, and the bird is going to go down. This is the engagement they needed. It is 5 versus 3, but that didn't mean the end of the game last time, and it doesn't mean it now. They're having to play this cautiously. Duncan going for the mid Phoenix now. They want to make sure that they can break the base open, so if things go wrong, it's going to make it hard for them to step up. Eagle has to beat, has to Aegis. Moose goes in. They're looking for Carius Snow. Carius Snow is low. Eagle picks up the 3rd kill of the fight. Absolutely insane. Alonzi steps up, trying to zone out this damage of Duncan's Donuts. Now Burger still there, shredding away at Duncan's Donuts, he's still there behind, but here it is. They're walking in. They have to try to get this tight. They know this is it. There's the frenzy. Huge ultimate by Eagle. And now CJ is low. Burger is even lower. Can Burger turn this around as the Titan falls? Duncan's Donuts wins finals of the Sharixx division of Albion Giants League after an insane 39-minute game of Smite.
What an absolute barn burner there at the end. Oh my goodness, these team fights are just going every which way. Ultimates getting thrown left and right, barely connecting on a lot of them. Huge fearlesses and combinations. 4-man Terror Root, 3-man Fearless, and you're still not winning that fight. It feels so bad, but it's because their jungler and their mid laner got absolutely blown up on that left-hand Phoenix defense. If they didn't die, they're winning that team fight. Unfortunately, they did fall. Duncan Donuts able to play that very, very well at the end and just finding the right engagements they needed to win that, and just a great job, well done, and just a hell of a set.
I mean, what an insane way to end the set, dude. I mean, like, game one, probably one of the most insane Titan pools I've seen with the Phoenix coming back up.
Me too.
Game two, you know, was pretty much in favor of Duncan a lot after they won those 2 fights, and they were able to really just kind of hold their lead and say, this is ours. But this game wasn't the same. Mack came out here and said, we're going to fight you, we're going to take your buffs, and you're going to have to figure out how to beat us. And they held the lead, I mean, pretty much the whole entire game there. And then they end up losing off of these just insane back and forth fights. I mean, just an absolute crazy display of Smite.
That was crazy. 33 words, by the way, on Alonzi again.
I know, dude. Alonzi's cracked, dude. The ward champion.
Yeah, you can have that award. I don't care. That is yours to keep, brother, man. That's a lot of words. I'm not buying that much in gold.
Oh, man. Well, I think Alonzi had a Chalice. Chalice and Bracer, yeah. Both.
Okay, fine. Fair enough.
A little bit easier to get the 33 there,
20.
you know?
Yeah, he had like 20 words then. Bracer counts as 12.
Yeah.
So
that's
pretty
nice. Dude, but what a good set of games, man.
That was a set and a half. Holy, that doesn't feel like it was a 3-0 at all.
No. I mean, before this, we're talking about, man, we haven't casted in a while, or I've only casted solo. You haven't casted in a while. Man, what a great set to come back to casting, dude.
You call it what it is. I will pass on that game one again. That can stay away. That was unfun.
Oh, dude. That was one of the best casts ever. What are you talking about, dude?
I almost lost my mental. Oh, I did lose my mental. I can't even say almost. I did lose full mental in that game. I don't know what the heck I was watching at one point in there.
Oh god, dude. Hey Gary, I mean, if I don't know if they have casters set up for this weekend. I know like some of us are set up to cast over the weekend on the AGL channel. If your guys' game isn't one of them though, have Majin reach out to me or just shoot me a DM and we'll figure it out. I'm always down to cast, man. It is a blast. And we're gonna be I help run Uber Casual Smiters. We're gonna be hosting a Smite event later this month. I'm waiting on some information on what's coming out in the next patch before I post about it. We're also gonna try to run a DKO tournament. So if that's something you guys are interested in, you can always join my Discord, but you can check out Uber Casual Smiters. It's hosted by like me and Leaf Warrior, Biakai Smite, and several other people. So go check that out. And I appreciate y'all, like all the praise and stuff. We love doing this. I mean, anytime I get to cast, I have a blast. I love it. And Killjoy, thanks for joining me, man.
Of course, it's always very fun.
That was a blast.
True.
My voice is gonna be dead tomorrow.
Mine probably won't be. You had a lot more talking than I did.
Well, I was also like coaching today, so it doesn't, it was one of those things.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's all good. It's a blast. Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do now. I was planning on gaming on stream after that, but I kind of just want to go chill in Discord and game. I don't know if I want to stream my gameplay after that. It might be bad gameplay.
It can't be worse than that. It cannot be worse.
It cannot be worse than the game.
It can't be worse than that game one. It also can't be worse than a blink onto a Morgan clone. So sorry, Duncan. I had to get it out there because you DM'd me about